sendiri pastinya sudah
Line up.
ada line up yang dilakukan. Dan kita bisa lihat post plan-nya ini benar-benar jauh
Lancar.
ya, setuju banget. Dan kita lihat apakah dari podcast bakal coba untuk clearing area terlebih dahulu. Marana juga dikeluarkan juga, apakah tidak menyimpan hasil apapun. Dan ada berhasil tetap
Hey, 1v1
situation kali ini. Dan Scary bakal coba
Scary
untuk
dicari. Nggak, gue defuse. Dia akan coba untuk melakukan defuse kali ini dari Ivan yang coba untuk nge-pick lagi. Dan itu dia luar biasa dari Extend.
Dukung Extend, siapa dukung Extend?
Patipan sih.
Yes.
Dengan triple kill-nya itu.
Siapa dukung Extend?
Dan untungnya juga all drone tadi dari si sesi nggak ngedetect banyak.
Betul, detect satu pemain saja.
Halo guys.
Jauh.
Extend dengan sangat baik sekali. Patipan sih.
Yes.
Dengan triple kill-nya itu ya udah langsung nge-swing. Dan untungnya juga all drone
Dapat izin,
tadi
dapat lah.
dari si sesi
Udah gua WhatsApp
ngedetect
tadi.
banyak.
Betul, cuma detect satu pemain saja.
Extend guys.
Jauh.
See you.
Cuma dari Patipan menjadi space maker yang sangat-sangat mengagetkan sekali, apalagi dari FRG menggunakan operator ya. Tiba-tiba di dash dan pada akhirnya
Kok burik anjir? Bentar guys.
round yang sangat mahal
Penting,
sekali.
betul.
Itu benar-benar Byron dan Byron mahal banget sih.
Dan menurut gua soalnya kalau misalnya tadi all drone ngedetect banyak,
Ya.
orang meja pasti langsung fast rotate. Tapi kalau cuma ngedetect satu begitu Patipan.
Emang udah 1-0 belum kan? Baru mulai kan?
Dan ini akan ada pause kembali di round ke-6.
Iya.
Untuk round kali ini Vikings harus terpaksa melakukan equal round.
Yes, akhirnya kita bisa lihat di round ya.
Iya, kita ngeliat equal round akhirnya dari Vikings boy.
Dan yang ini
Keren ya? Oh server ada skin ya? Keren ya?
punya peluang yang sangat besar sekali juga untuk menangkan round ini. Dan apalagi mereka juga masih dengan senjata-senjata yang cukup baik pastinya. Dan kita bakal melihat sudah ada technical, mungkin dia bakal ya technical pause.
Technical pause dan melihat 15 round
Gila.
berjalan di sini menunjukkan
Stage-nya
memang
bagus
Extend,
banget.
bisa memberikan perlawanan terhadap Vikings, tapi di
Yap.
sini sekali lagi menurut gua Vikings dia
Stage-nya
baru
bagus
keluarin
banget.
satu strat dia doang sih.
Betul,
Yang
betul.
ketika masih di attacker side memberikan fake entry dari lockdownnya. Vikings masih banyak banget kejutan dan ini yang harus diwaspadai sama Extend. Tapi kalau gue lihat ini out of topic ya.
Ya.
Logonya mirip-mirip ya. Vikings sama Extend tuh
Bener
out
juga.
of topic, logonya kayak ya gitulah
Iya.
garis-garis begitu kan.
Bener juga. Tapi yang menariknya adalah emang kita juga bisa tahu dari tim Viking sendiri memang sangat kuat sekali sih menjadi attackersnya. Dan kali ini mereka menjadi di
Kapan nih gue bisa main di stage kayak gini guys ya?
kesulitan juga untuk tim
Dukung
Vikings.
siapa ya?
Apalagi
Extend lah.
gameplay mereka yang cukup
Vikings
agresif.
tim apa, anjir?
Defender mereka tidak boleh juga terlalu agresif meninggalkan side-nya, meninggalkan pos.
Sorry guys, I'm here.
Dan apalagi kita bisa lihat juga Extend dengan Patipan. Akhirnya gue ngelihat Patipan bisa membuat space maker untuk
Betul.
teman-temannya sehingga teman-temannya bisa masuk ke dalam site dan bisa menjadi lahan bebas untuk mereka untuk melakukan planting. Dan pada akhirnya mereka melakukan post plan. Sudah ada Scary juga dengan stack bite-nya dengan
Iya.
seluruh ya line up yang dimiliki oleh Scary pastinya ya.
Iya, dan iya tadi Scary juga bermain bagus ketika dia tahu dia akan dicari, dia mundur dulu, turun
Yes.
dulu.
Delay-nya sama nggak yang
Dia
penting
baru naik
Kevin
lagi,
Marvel?
baru nge-swing dan emang udah nggak ada smoke juga tadi
Betul sekali.
dari Omen-nya. Oh my god, dan ini
Gila ya
akan
PC-nya
menjadi
ya.
match yang menurut gua Extend masih bisa ngelawan untuk map kali ini dan kayak serius banget ya.
Ya, karena emang cukup.
Delay-nya cepetan siapa? Cepetan mereka ya?
Jarang-jarang mereka.
Kalau cepetan mereka gue pindah ke mereka lah anjir.
Karena mereka biasanya.
Oh kalau gitu gue pakai yang mereka lah.
Biasanya mereka sangat
Lihat
mengimbangi.
Patipan tuh.
Twitch ya.
Betika bae,
Twitch kalau gitu ya. Ini
sightlines for the opponents, and seeing teams not really want to start integrating that into their strategies, it can become more worrisome the deeper you go in this tournament, because you know, you're going to have to dig deep. You're going to have more than what we've already seen from you if you want to find success. Running the same old stuff is not going to work. Vision Strikers have already proven that as they try to go back to their first strike compositions, and they weren't able to pilot those to success versus some of the newer stuff that teams were showing.
Patipan kenapa kagak bisa gerak dia?
Vikings for now are just feeling comfortable and saying, you know what, we don't need to show what we're using our Viper for, where we're using our setups. We want to hold that for later on. We'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, this one, when I thought about this matchup, the biggest issue that I saw coming into this for X10 was going to be their gunplay, and that's
Mukanya kayak Fruity yang ini. Gayanya kayak Fruity.
compared to the Vikings.
Anjing.
That's really where the
Lupa gue
Vikings
kalau di
are
Twitch tuh
excelling right
butuh
now.
VPN anjir.
They're just mechanically better. You know,
Bentar,
X10 is
guys.
doing their best. They're throwing everything they've got at the Vikings, but the Vikings are an extremely talented team when it comes to their fragging ability.
Twitch gue suka lemot anjir.
Absolute.
Rada anjing ya guys ya. Valorant asli yang nonton 57.000.
Just given-
Serat 125.000 tai. Kenapa aku nge-lag ya guys ya? Mau nanya nih. Kenapa makin nge-lag nih?
It is a real toss-up for me at Kilios.
Cepetan gak pakai VPN malah ya.
You know, both teams have been
Yeah,
very
they-
good, but you know, there were some weaknesses that were shown by the Sharks for the Vikings on a sense. So I don't know. I'm really excited about that when we get to it. Of course, we aren't quite there yet. We saw a little bit of magic here, but no. Oh, okay. What is this?
Oh, wait.
Oh,
he's
showing us
revealing how the
magic
trick is
works?
done. my-
No.
The magic circle is going to kick him out. He's going to be banned. Oh boy.
Look, it's gone.
Gue dapet izinnya yang Valorant Indonesia sih. Yang sentral gue belum izin sih. Cuman ya fuck it lah.
They're illusions, Michael.
They're losing.
Mau ditanya apa gue tinggal bilang.
But I
can't finish
absolutely
that
love
quote.
Patty.
But
Yeah. But this is probably the first exposure for a lot of people when it comes down to Padipan. This kid is just, he's off the rails. He's exactly like this in person. He doesn't just play it up for the camera. I had the pleasure of meeting him numerous times over in the Overwatch scene when he was competing on like Team Thailand and on Talon out here in Korea for the Gauntlet in 2019. And he is always energetic. He's always looking to make you laugh, put a smile on your face. He's just an awesome dude, and I'm happy to see him finding success here in Valorant with X10 being the top of their region.
Lama-lama gue nonton yang
Maybe they
Indonesia
could make
punya
a pretty
nih.
good run here at Reykjavík would be a really good boon for the entire Thai scene if they could do that.
yeah, really. I mean, after what we saw from Crazy Raccoon, I think the gloves are off. I think that, you know,
Yeah.
showed a lot of the
Emosi main ngaruh performa pasti.
that, you know, you could come in here and you could compete with the top teams in the top region. So I think that confidence has to have some of these other teams scared, like the Vikings right now. You know, the X10 is giving them all they can handle on Icebox. And we'll see how this one comes out after the tech pause. But yeah, I mean, you can see that with Padipan with that, you know, with that entrance he had. He's got a lot of flavor.
Oh yeah, he likes to spice it up a little bit from time to time. So
Stage besar kayak gini mainnya ya.
Get into this so he can continue
Teknikalnya lama
spicing
ya.
this up.
I want more spice.
Tangan mereka
Absolutely.
penghangat
I mean,
tangan,
Thai
buat
food is
ngangetin tangan.
typically pretty spicy, so I
Very true.
appreciate that. I appreciate that.
PC stage-nya boleh getok gak kalau nge-lag? Nggak mungkin nge-lag kan main LAN anjir. Kok keluar game anjir?
Very,
Kok keluar
you
game?
know, they're very energetic. They have a lot of personality.
Nih nyalain cheat nih tim Viking nih, makanya
Yeah,
error
I mean,
nih.
it's not often that they get put in a spot like this. So
Empate tuh aja
coming
dong,
over
empate,
to,
9-4 skornya.
being able to compete at the first international event here is just absolutely.
Kalau pakai
wonderful for
kartu
them in the
debit,
region.
setahu gue,
So I
tarik
imagine
terus
that
per bulan,
there's
kecuali lu
an
cancel.
immense amount of excitement that really just comes with that. So that's probably why we're seeing them being so exuberant on the stage and just showing off their personalities even more so.
Pagi, ayo.
So it's
Absolutely.
been a very solid beginning here, but hopefully we can get back in. Oh, hello.
Hi, how
I
are
wasn't
you?
fully prepared for that, but it's okay.
Good to see you.
We're on camera. I know. We weren't on camera before. I was going to say, like, are we just not going to make it? Like, I got makeup on. I got spruced up. But it's fine. We can finally say hello.
Kenapa dia keluar Valorant nih?
Sort of to the.
Si Siga baik main di
Proof
Berlin
that
guys,
I'm in
tenang.
fact bald,
It's true.
as I mentioned.
It's true. You weren't just touting that. You weren't just making that up to try to fit in with the cool crowd. So you and Tom over there and Saxy rocking it. I know that I think at a glance, the chat has just been going off about Saucy's baldness this entire time. So
Extend lah, pastilah.
I said bald people. I don't
Berlin apa
understand
Stage 3? Emang iya Stage 3 ke Berlin?
that. Yeah, you did.
Dukung siapa?
I think
Extend
actually
jelas.
we need to toss
Jelas,
the desk here, my
extend.
friend. Looks like
yeah,
we're
so it
ready to
seems
go.
like we're gonna go to a quick little break while we get things taken care of. The analyst desk will come and give their thoughts on the start of this icebox map, and then we'll come back to bring you
Enggak,
the
lagi nunggu buat lagi technical issue. PC-nya rusak.
All right, well, thank you so much, fellas.
Kok
Always a
caster
pleasure
Indo nggak
to
masuk,
you
guys? Kemana caster Indo, guys?
Also, fun fact, Achilleos compared himself to Batman. That was just a thing he decided to do casually. You know, we'll just go ahead and roll with it. Anyway, folks, Golden Boy here, back again with Potter, Doug, and Tombiz. As we could talk about that first half and a little bit of what we got into that game. And just
dia mau
before
gue
we
pinjemin
do so,
laptop
do
nggak?
want to live
Ntar gua WhatsAppin dulu ya Bert ya.
longer technical pause.
Woi, Golden
reason
Boy,
why I'm
perlu
standing here
pinjam
in my
laptop
lair,
nggak?
with
Enggak,
all these
katanya.
LED screens right now.
Langsung
So
dibalas, enggak, katanya.
we'll be here for right now, and then once the game's ready to go, I'll
Jadi
send
tuh
it right back over
Viking
to
dari
the
mana?
casters,
Coba
and
gua
we'll
cek
get
ya.
this bad boy rolling. That said, let's go ahead and talk about what ended up occurring in that game. And you know what, Tom, I'll go ahead and start with you. At the beginning of the game,
Brazil.
I believe it was on round 3. I
Vikings,
said,
Brazil.
you know, X10 is actually playing a lot better than I thought. You then proceeded to tell me,
So,
oh,
gua
boy, it's just
patipan
round
sih
3.
waktu
Please
VCT
stop.
Masters.
But I
Itu
still
jago banget, anjir.
own my words because X10 is playing a lot better than
Tapi
we
jago
thought.
Mansan
So,
dulu. Nah, itu kalau itu Mansan.
suck on that, Tom. Your thoughts. I think Tom might be muted in Discord or in vMix, by the way. Make sure.
Halo,
do it.
Tom.
Do it.
Tom, halo
If he does
Tom.
it, he has to give me. He has to give 5 gifted subs.
Hello,
If
Tom.
that's the case, we'll go ahead and get to Tom in a moment. Potter, let me just go to you. Let's get some reflections on this team, on X10's performance in that half. Actually, let's just talk about the setups there because there were a lot of
Kalian nggak ada kan Bumbot kan?
hits that were happening from Vikings,
Nggak ada kan
and you
Bumbot
can
kan?
start to see that
Nggak tahu, belum
X10
daftar
they
lagi
were
terangnya.
prepared for it more often than not.
Makan jadi Islam apa hubungannya
They
bangsa?
were. You're absolutely right because multiple times we saw X10 actually having the man.
Indo delaynya katanya lebih lambat.
Pick somehow, some
Coba
way.
gua buka dulu yang Indo ya.
Eventually, Vikings they slowed the pace down. They were patient towards that 410 area, just waiting for these Vikings X10 members to come sniffing, come try to retake, come try to find a rotation. They punished them. They were able to bounce back. But yeah, multiple times X10 were finding themselves in those man advantage scenarios.
Yeah, that's right. It just kept happening, and obviously more to break down as well. And Tom, I don't know if you got me
VCT
that
kameranya beda anjir.
where I am, but just say something, say a nice word, say how much you love North American Valorant. He can't right now, but he said he's a huge fan of Sentinels. Literally a Shazam stan. Doug, now X10.
Wih, saya tinggal tidur ini anjing gua.
I feel like
Ala kampus.
one of the things that has been pushing them to this point, and you know, we have to address it. It's Patapan. I mean, the kid is disgusting. He is pulling off some nasty plays.
Yeah, he really has been, and I think the fun thing about him, and we highlighted this at the beginning.
Jadi gini
They're
guys,
just playing loose.
salah satu
Like,
pemain
they're
Vikings
playing
mengalami gangguan
it's almost
teknis.
as if though they
Jadi
have
kita
nothing
nunggu
to lose,
sampai
and that's a
gangguan
very
teknisnya kelar.
dangerous
Tahun depan
team
itu
to play
guys, nanti
against when
guys.
you're able to play with a little bit of that devil may
Anjing,
care
pick agent
type
lagi.
attitude. Let's just kind of play things out and see kind of how they pan out. And so X10 are leaning into that pretty well. You saw Pat
agent
had a
ulang,
couple
anjir.
of really gross moments kind of playing around that style, but I think one of the other things that's been really interesting to me so far, at least in the first half, is some of the decisions that Vikings have made specifically around Viper's Pits, right? So there were 2 times that the Viper's Pit was used right off the bat to lock down A, and they pushed into it, but both times intentionally, right? Like the second round, it was a bit more delayed. They defaulted a bit towards B, and then they pulled back.
Ketawa lagi
It's the
loh,
same.
tim lo yang bikin
So
jelek
we're
anjir.
actually seeing it, in my opinion, we're seeing some
Banyak anjir
decisions
penghangat tangan
out
di
of
mana-mana ada
Vikings that
anjir
kind of
Kuzer.
leave you
Banyak
scratching
banget
your head a
sumpah.
little bit and kind of thinking about what the plan is going into this. So while X10 have impressed, Patapan has impressed. He looks really good. Again, he's playing loose and he's having a lot of fun doing it. You can tell even with the magic tricks, right? Like you're never supposed to show how those magic trick works, but he's doing it. For Vikings, they're just making a couple of decisions that maybe kind of boil down to the fact that they're playing on land or on the stage for the first time. Some of those things that we've discussed leading into the show that can make a pretty notable impact on personality and on kind of as a team how you show your identity on the stage.
Yeah, it's true. And Potter, I mean, Vikings have their identity so far has been built around a lot of A hits
Lama bet
on their
anjir.
attack. It's worked out for them, obviously, as reflected on the scoreboard, even with some adjustments from X10. But every time X10
Turni gini bawa
had
keyboard
an
sama mouse
opportunity,
sendiri. Tapi kalau mau pakai
they
dari
just
mereka
kinda
boleh.
squandered it.
Tapi lu mau bawa sendiri juga boleh.
Yeah,
Tapi lo harus submit dulu, lo harus kumpul dulu mouse
I actually
lo.
have a round in particular in mind. I wanted to kind of break down and walk you guys through. It's round 7, and in this round, as you say, Golden Boy, it's Vikings once again attacking towards that A, but this time with a little bit of misdirection. You see Omen here so forward in his position, fighting that ground, but he gets picked off, and this is X10 once again, man up, but look at this. Viper, Jet, Padipan, he comes out trying to sniff for more info, which is a bit strange, a little bit of a mistake, especially considering you have Sky and Soba both on your agents, those information-seeking agents. The kit, it's so powerful, especially in these mid-round moments, but I can understand why Jet pushed. He wanted that information. He thought this play was going to be towards that B site, but again, maybe a little bit of inexperience. Maybe Doug is onto something. The land jitters coming through, but small details, small mistakes here are making these rounds really swingy.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Tom, you back with me, brother? Think so? Yeah, you are. I hear you now.
Enggak, mereka ini pakai akun utama.
Oh, I missed you so much.
VP mereka banyak karena mereka dibeli nama timnya anjir.
Kalau tim-tim begini, when he likes to throw shade at someone, he presses that button and they're actually not allowed to respond.
Yeah, it comes with a lot of years.
Any tech issues there.
Kenapa nggak PRX sih?
Yes.
Ke PRX ya lebih seru deh.
Entirely my fault. I'm the reason why the game doesn't start. I just wanted to get more screen time. Honestly, you know, that's really what it boils down to. I feel like Valorant doesn't have enough Golden Boy, despite what many on the internet might think. Doug, I know you had something you wanted to add to
Sentinel sih. Enggak, technical pause karena ada masalah sama salah satu player Vikings.
Small advantages at the early rounds.
Yeah, I think GB, it was actually you that mentioned something that I was kind of keying in on that I think is brilliant, and it's all of the rounds that we saw in the first half where X10 did have a numbers advantage, they were meaningless. Right?
Mereka ini semua pakai lengan ini ya.
Because they're getting
Gak semua sih, banyak
picks, but much like we saw in round 7, the round that Potter was breaking down, it was on the opposite side of the map. Omen was just there to grab intel.
Tuh lihat gak? Ini player yang ini nih. Mousepad aja Razer guys.
But in that kill, they get the kill, great. They have the numbers advantage, but as Potter mentioned,
Mousepad aja Razer guys. Berarti udah tahu dong brand paling bagus apa guys? Razer.
I think the impressive thing for X10 is they've made some pretty key adjustments.
Sumpah nggak salah kata Muhammad
of the first half,
Chani Fudin.
I guess.
Gua tidur dulu masih bisa nonton Sentinel.
Started really having impact with some of those early picks, but I think by and large, early on, yeah, they were getting numbers advantages, but they were entirely insignificant.
Yeah, it's always important to identify when, you know, obviously a kill's a kill, right? It leads to an ultimate. It gives you something that you could work with, some semblance of information. But when you see that the rotations to sites are slower, you know, the adjustments aren't being made in the mid-round, that certainly leads to what Potter, what you were referring to. But Tom, to bring you in here, something that I have been appreciating from Vikings, though, is despite what we're seeing the change-ups on X10 side,
so gue di stage kayak gini nggak boleh ngerokok deh, harus di depan.
You know, done the same thing. There's a term in a fighting game
udah cuman lagi technical pause
when you know exactly what your opponent is going to do after a few rounds. You almost kind of like condition them exactly their approach. And there were a few times.
Sedihnya apa guys? Gue nyampe rumah gitu kan, gue mau streaming kan, baru technical, sebelum gue nyampe nggak technical, sumpah. sebelum gua nyampe nggak technical guys. Cat bet. Mousepad gue still series sih.
A lot of the X10 plays on the defense were very much gambles. Like we were watching how heavily they were stacking A and making these big rotations to almost just try and stack up that site. Because I was sort of saying to you guys, I have not really seen too many teams be able to effectively hold that site. I think it's a really difficult thing to do. So what X10 have decided is, okay, we'll take a risk. We'll move players over very, very quickly to try and stack up as many as we can. Get that.
Gak gitu Shan HD.
So
enggak Shan HD. Mereka nggak dapat akun yang dapat unlock semua skin, enggak, mereka beli buat mereka Valorant point tuh murah. Mereka dapat duit dari Valorant lebih banyak daripada beli Valorant point. Oke? Bukan karena mereka dikasih Riot, enggak. Itu mereka yang dapat early access skin itu spesial doang, enggak. Bukan pro player, beda. Gue dukung X10 sih.
Sadaki kinda wrecked him all and then jumped and played.
Really, I was Sushi Boys, right?
Other than that, though, it was really good.
Yeah, I think that was that 1v1.
Ararki kagak main, bos.
Sushi Boys.
Yeah.
That was a heartbreaker. Only to then turn around with the pistol. Oh my God. You love to see it.
Enggak, mereka nggak bisa beli lebih cepat, Sean. Mereka nggak bisa beli lebih cepat.
Trying to figure out what's going on here. Welcome to VCT Masters 2. We're back with the analysts here in the studio.
Setahu gua tim Bae mainnya besok ya. Bae lawan Sentinel sih.
And the on-site production team
Iya, besok lawan Sentinel Bae.
A solution right now. So we'll hopefully be able to have more updates for you all.
Share dapat satu stop
once
doang.
that comes. So be on the lookout for that. Make sure you guys stick around here. And we hope you're having a good time watching some Valorant with some of the best teams from around the world, just like we are as well. And I think I had a moment to talk about this with the crew from yesterday about the
Mana pakai knife terbaru?
finally see this, Potter. I mean, you've competed on many a stage, but it's a wonderful experience to be able
Fnatic
to
atau Sentinel? Kayaknya Sentinel menang sih harusnya.
Brazil taking on a team from
Ntar, guys.
Thailand. It's like an experience unlike anything else in esports, and it's finally here in Valorant.
Berarti kliennya yang VCT sama ini beda, guys. Masters berarti beda sama VCT.
When it comes to VCT Masters 2 and what we've gotten so far.
Betting ya biar seru ya.
It's gotta be exactly what you mentioned. Brazil versus
Kan
Thailand.
jujur aja gue dukung Fnatic bukan karena tim Fnatic. Gue dukung Fnatic karena ada JW. Bukan timnya.
Different people from all walks of life and being able to see them compete and try to best each other, try to out clever each other, try to just be better than each other. It's incredible to see, and I like to see.
Ntar guys, gue lihat dulu guys.
Coming out, you know, we saw Fatapan, you know, even though he's not quite as successful pushing out at A, I like the fact that he's going in and he's not shying away, he's not turtling up. He's not looking nervous, really. I mean, he's missed a couple of opportunities, but that's just a timing thing, right? So I think Patafan, as he starts to warm up a little bit, I mean, X10, honestly, even though
guys,
down
berarti yuk.
about it, right? There are multiple opportunities
Sentinel seru nih.
in the first half where actually the score, it could be lopsided in the completely opposite direction.
Betting Sentinel yuk.
Coming into the world stage here for VCT Masters 2 has
betting
been
Sentinel
a
yuk.
daunting
Seru
task
nih.
for X10.
Kalau kalian bilang menang siapa guys? Sentinel atau itu guys?
So
Ntar ya.
we actually had opportunities to catch up with X10. Let's go ahead and take a look.
I always thought that to be the best in the region, to be the best team, we just have to have the best teamwork.
Kok jadi gini sih? Kok jadi mati anjing, sabar. Teknikal dulu guys. Teknikal dulu bentar, gue juga mau teknikal.
Into us and they kind of expect us to lose. From the point that if we actually start playing competitively in a really higher level, we could actually put up a good fight.
And put up a good fight, they most certainly have here. Welcome back everyone to the analyst area. There's no desk in front of me, but
Gua mau buka website betting dulu.
Yeah, I mean, you heard from the players there from X10, right, Tom? That you know they They take a lot of their inspiration from the Korean players. You saw that in a lot of other games as well. I'm very familiar with the Thai region from my time working in Overwatch, especially for the Overwatch World Cup, and seeing how these players look out to the titans of those regions and tries to emulate, but also tries to add their own flair and style. Kind of like what
PD mana nih guys nih? PD mana nih?
in this match on Icebox.
PD mana nih? PD Sentinel atau PD Fnatic nih?
Noting that it's very important for X10 to perform at an event like this, because otherwise we are going to have the sort of worry that they already have of like,
Lagu
yeah,
apa?
SCA, they'll get a slot
Emang ada
and
lagu?
lose. And we don't want that. We want this region to come in, put on a display, upset maybe some good teams, and then we can start getting more backing in that region. Start getting more big teams coming through from that region, competition growing from that point, because that's the other thing. Say, for example, they do decently here, they're going to learn a lot. You're coming up against all the best teams, all the best regions in the world. If they can put themselves in that bracket and then take some stuff home as well, maybe we see SEA rise, because that's one of the problems. Although you've mentioned there's maybe a few teams that come up, the consistency of the quality a lot of the time is a little bit lower. And I want to see regions like SEA, like Korea in FPS games as well, rise up and start challenging what has been maybe EU an NA-centric game, at least in some other titles.
Yeah, and Doug, you know, I think to Tom's point, right, like there is a hunger in that region to show up and be at a very high, play at a very high level. But unfortunately, Doug, while I did want you to fill in there, I know that we want to get into the action. So the good news is we are ready to go. We'll come back with the analyst Potter, Doug, and Tom Biz in a moment. It's time to dive right back into the frosty tundra known as Icebox with our casters, Achilleos and Paper Thin.
Thank you very much, Golden Boy. And yes, we are just about ready to jump back into the action, and I'm excited for that. I mean, it's going to be, you know, you got to get the wheels turning here to get back in, but we can hear those game sounds coming up, some shots getting fired. 20 seconds left. Seems like we are good to go. If you tuned in a little bit late, it's 9 to 5. First map here.
Kita nonton dulu.
Best 3 series between X10 and Team of Vikings. X10 looking to come back into this one, try to take the first map.
Yeah, there are a couple interesting things going on with
the
Rise here right out the gate. You do have the
Hey guys, Vikings lawan X10. Gue sih udah bilang menang X10 sih ini akhir-akhir sih. What the fuck? Vikings gitu banget mainnya.
This should be 9 to 6 actually, just thinking about it. So I'll have to, the UI should update after this round. We did have to roll things back.
Hey, you did better with math this time. Good job.
I did. I realized. I was like, wait a second. X10 just won a round, so that should be topped up. So that'll be corrected in just a little bit here, guys. Don't worry. Vox, however, taking quite a bit of damage off the rip. Cruz cannot top him up. Does not have that heal utility here.
Vikings Brazil.
At the moment. So he's going to have to try to operate with 21 HP. See the Viper cutting off a lot of this vision as Patty gets up on the other side.
Wah, gila.
Posisi
Patipan. Asik Patipan. Double kill Patipan begitu saja.
Comes up with a second kill.
3.
As well as the spike will get planted.
Sayang
Back comes through
nafsunya.
his fall. Kill secured by GTN. Tegas trying to inch in through the screens. Cruz up top, shuts him down, getting the shot in through the wall. Foxes and Sushi Boys have the cleanup, and just like that, we are right back into the action with X10 taking
X10 bisa menang loh.
It's one of my favorite toxic
X10 bisa
screens
menang loh.
to use on the attack
Brazil itu
side.
hitungannya kalau di CS sih
For
North
this
America
map,
ya.
It cuts off so much vision for the defenders. And poor Potty Pot throwing his head back there. Look at this double from him. I don't like this swing back by Potty Pond there. He kind of exposes himself to the 2 up on rafters, ends up going down. But regardless, it's still an excellent setup here for X10. I mean, once they get so deep in there with that wall up, and you can see those boys are very excited to come back from the technical pause, get that win to kick us back off.
Oh, itu replay ya?
Alrighty, well.
Itu replay ya?
In we go, Cyber Cage up over the top from Sushi Boys. Nade is out. Find too much of anything though.
Informasi dapat.
Drone over
X10
the top,
attacker ya
going
orangnya
to be
ya.
destroyed for the re-entry here onto the A site yet again. The back of the site, Sadak pulls back, gets himself out towards the spawn, but the rest of the team.
Gua ada bilang ini bisa menang sih.
And GTN both getting taken out of the fight. Scary down to 16 HP. The heals are available this time around. You can see Cruz is going to be topping him back up. Gets him at least up to 65. That poison wall will get dropped yet again. Seekers now going to be coming out from Cruise, looking to locate the remaining members of Vikings. The last three. Tegas going to be the first one to fall, then they quickly
Dia clutch, gua menangis anjir. Gua nggak bilang gugil, tenang. Udah
over to the side.
Trauma.
Going in on the push, tucks himself into the corner, knows that he cannot get wall banged there by the Blade Storm, so feels very confident. He's going to push up, he's going to look for the right click finish, cannot.
Dapat loh.
It does get that kill, but Scary is ready for the
kill.
trade. They get the shutdown there, and 10x, they're starting to string these rounds together.
So it's basically the same idea here for
Nggak
X10,
ada ngomong
you know,
bugil lagi.
the adjustment is attempted to be made by the Vikings. They have FRZ on Sutekas on the lurk trying to come through, but they get kind of caught in no man's land right around mid. Right.
Berarti ini kliennya beda deh. Berarti ini kliennya beda, guys.
Dancing back and forth, trying to
klien beda, akan beda juga.
figure out if we should go through attacker spawn or if we should come back into screens and try and get it through there. And by the
Karena
time
yang
they
VCT
show
yang
up,
sebelumnya
it's
beda
basically,
sama ini.
you know, it is an on-man situation for them. Their team is already in disarray, and they're never really able to get their
Bukan early access, ini beda lagi.
on that retake.
Really good pace set there. Now looking to change it up as they set their eyes here on the B side. Scary pushing forward. Will get taken down as soon as he uses the
langsung
Viper's
keculik
pit.
sama Killjoy. Oh shit.
The entire setup here for X10 on the B side has been undone. Patty, however, getting himself up into kitchen, does manage to catch Saucy off guard. Takes him out, now has the Blade Storm instantly, right-click kill in onto Sadak. Looking to turn this one back into their favor. The right-click follow-up not going to connect, however. So Tegas pushes up through the smoke. Patty with 3. Can they actually
Patipan panas lagi, cok.
catastrophic start, but now they're looking to swing this one back into their favor. A 2v2. Spike's still going to be down on the ground. Fox is gone. Patty fighting for, needs to get the ace to win the round to keep them pressing forward. Tailwind's over to the side. Here's the shots coming through.
Ente banget Patipan. Suaranya kok kecil ya.
Get the elimination to save the round for the Vikings. A nail biter there for the side of X10, but they can't get it done.
Oh my God, Patipan doing everything but getting the ace to win this. I mean, he is all over the place on this one. Sadak doing a nice job getting the opener, but here comes Patipan. Sutekas gets kind of backed up here towards Orge. Patipan just picking people off. Sutekas actually pushed through the cloudburst of Patipan, but Patipan was there on the side, wasn't quite expecting it. Gets the crossfire onto him, just what you want. However, it still wasn't enough. That time Vikings able to hold on that B push. Now thinking about A again, there's that same wall. And this time coming up and over right as it goes down. And Sushi Boys, Patipan there to follow up.
Huge instant shutdowns coming through, but Sasi tries to drag this one back. The Hunter Sierra manages to find Fox now. Sushi Boys eliminated.
Patipan jago anjing.
Does manage to find Sadak, making this now a 3v1, all on the back of Sutekas as he tries to turn this around.
Ayo, mau ngapain lo Viking?
Shot comes in onto Scary, but Patty comes up with a third, keeping them within 2 of tying this up. X10, you can feel it. They are reinvigorated. They are ready to plow forward. They want to take this map.
Man, they are looking good. I mean, Patty is absolutely positively online right now. Gets up on the pipes, doing the things that you need to do with those jets on Icebox, using that verticality, but still the Vikings haven't found an answer for this toxic screen yet. They're really struggling with these A pushes. I think they just need to be a little bit safer on them, just kind of give it up and play for retake if they can't find a better answer to stop those aggressive pushes.
Okay, got confirmation. Round had to be replayed given the issues. The count right now that you are seeing is correct, ladies and gentlemen. So this is 10-8, this is round 19, and that is an opening kill onto the enemy Omen. X10 pressing forward now up onto the B side. They get the spawn
ini Vikings kelar anjir. Vikings sudah suruh bye-bye pulang. Go home. Patipan sama Puantep beda.
Spike still not yet being planted. It's resting in the hands of Sushi Boys here for the moment. Starts inching his way up onto the site, but they still haven't quite yet gone for this. Potty getting that wall bang through onto GTN as he pushes up aggressively, but gets traded back by Sasi, who finds a nice headshot.
Any kills the Vikings can find here are going to be very, very nice. Scary.
Gua
pick off Sadak with the wall.
Gua bilang sih, Puantep atau Patipan, Puantep jago sih. Kenapa sih terminate sih?
FRZ, I mean, he would have to kill everybody to get the Blade Storm online, so there's just no way that he could have it available to try to pop off here to get this clutch. Needs to rely on these Sheriff shots. We've seen people do it before. Spots out one.
Puantep Thailand juga.
Around at yellow. Tries to make them think that he's going to go going for the push. Now goes for it. The blind comes in, though, perfectly timed by Cruz. Scary with the peek will shut him down. And X10 are within 1 round now of tying this up.
This is amazing. I mean, Bodypon is really picking it up. Now he's at even on that kill death. 16 to 16.
Betul nggak di tempat gamble gua biasa ya? Tadi kalau gua bet di extend kali 10, gua bet 100 dapat 10, bet 1 juta dapat 10 juta. Cuman gua takut. Pas tadi lagi kalah 10-6. Kali 10
and this is their specialty, attack on Icebox. They were absolutely dominant.
Tahu gitu gua bet aja.
Team sets last time they did it. I think they won 8 out of 4 or even 9 out of 3. And you can see why. They are fast, furious, and they really know how to take advantage of those sight lines. Off of those toxic screens. Look at this. They're giving them a different look this time. And they're being really patient, though, are the Vikings. I like this adjustment.
Comeback sih ini sih.
Dark cover coming out to block off at green. They take a couple shots, and that's going to be
susah sih ini
full rotate now coming in from the
defender-defendernya menahan
slow creep
menahan
up from FRZ,
Sio
making his
ini.
way out of A over towards the attacker's spawn. They try to get a decent little flank.
Ini kita
The
siram
rest of the
pagi
squad
dong.
situated now on B. Drone here from Fox. Going to scout forward, spots the Killjoy shoulder.
Emang udah ada yang pakai Masters?
To start
Oh
flying.
iya lu keren banget.
Still
Jadi pengen. Gun badinya.
Spike getting planted. Yeah, the paranoia going to be used.
Kita antar pulang
They
si
went that
Viking
out,
ini.
They start pushing the corner.
Oh,
They're trying to
oh,
get rid of the
oh.
alarm
Wah.
bomb, but the peak
Oh,
is
no.
going to be so very good here for the Vikings. X10 getting ripped to shreds. Fox the last one to fall. Vikings, they stop the onslaught.
Kalau ada yang tahu ini map pick siapa ya?
From X10. It was so many
Kalau ada yang
rounds
tahu
in a
nih.
row, but now they are just 2 away
Map
from
pick siapa
taking
ini?
this.
Well, that time, that guiding light was a bit of a bait there for X10. They were, ready to push off of it. You can see they waited out, even though it gives the audio cue that it blinded somebody. They didn't blind Sutekas, and he comes around the corner, him and Saucy, picking up 2 there in the finish.
Okay.
The triple for Sutekas on the Omen. Very nicely done, and I like the patience from Vikings. I also like the idea by X10 to throw a different look with that toxic screen setup to try for B instead, but doesn't.
Next map apa ya? Yang tahu next map.
Creative angle to get that dart through. Oh, RZ falling down to 50 HP. The knives now going to be burned here from Potty. Does still have the Spectre to rely on. So we see the Hunter's Fury coming out from Fox. Looking to try to get the
Extend di Ascent sih gila loh, jujur aja nih.
Can't quite make it happen, but Potty gets himself into prime position. Finds the shot, shuts down the enemy Killjoy. And now we see this is going to be X10 fully pulling out of the A site, starting to rotate over to B.
Yeah, you can see that there's only Sutekas over here right now. There's the toxic screen over on the B. Potentially being put up in just a second.
Gua pegang extend sih di Ascent sih.
Over towards mid to watch what's going on over there, and most of the members. Oh, you do have Bodypon over on A though. He might be able to punish.
He's inching forward. FRC still there to try to shut him down. He will manage to find that kill. Sushi Boy's gonna get dropped, but now a 3v3.
Fnatic jam 4. Jam 3 jam 4 lah pastilah.
One out. Push around the back. Has the
Cruz mantap banget.
to find 2 of them. That's 3 kills for him so far in the round, and now it's all on FRZ. He tries to get the wall bang to the box. That's not where the spike was being planted. Scary gets the finish, and X10, they bounce back yet again. 1 round away from tying this up. This very well could be an OT.
I really love the idea here to keep Bodypon over there. It doesn't fool.
Iyalah, dukung Asia lah.
Manages to pick
By the way,
it up, and all of a sudden
udah bet
like
gua
it
guys.
might be a good retake for the Vikings, but then Cruz steps out, lines him
Menang
up,
lah ya kita ya.
knocks him down.
Menang lah ya,
Big
menang lah ya
moment
kita ya.
there for him, and 11
Menang lah
to
ya.
10. My goodness, Achilles.
Menang lah ya, 1 juta lah ya.
Overtime, I'm feeling it.
Di Sentinel ya. Pasti menang lah
As
ya.
am I, but both of these teams
Sentinel.
would love to avoid it.
Sentinel
at
sama
all
Liquid.
costs. They don't want to get pushed into those
Dua-dua
extra
menang.
innings. Shot instantly there though from Potty. A great peek into mid. Finds the headshot, pulls away just at the moment there as Saucy does push.
Gue pegang
Managed to
Liquid
find
sama
2 more
Sentinel
from
dua-duanya.
Fox, both falling. Potty trading another one back, trying to keep them in this game, keeping things even.
Oh, udah
up
diblokir sama Kominfo
at
mah.
3-3.
Dari kapan anjir?
So much damage pushed into Sushi Boy, down to 26 HP. Will be the spike carrier for now. They have to figure out where they want to route this spike. Seems like for now it's going to be the inch forward here through green. Tekas peeking out, finds both of them.
Sayang banget.
Oh my god.
Vikings
just
match
gets the
point nih
collapse
anjir.
through onto Scary with the headshot. Incredible. Now it's all on Potty.
Cek kiri, cek kiri. No!
There you go, to the back of the skull. 4 kills for the Omen player here on the side of the Vikings. They yet again win all round. They're just 1 away from closing out Icebox. X10 need to win 2 straight if they want to take us into overtime.
I mean, Potty's, his spatial senses just kind of left him a little bit there at the end of this. But Sutekas here, again, we saw it Cruz last round. Now it's Sutekas' turn. Easy lineup, easy double right there. And I was kind of hoping that X10 would re-rotate back towards A. They had their Cypher utility over there to kind of check on if any members of Vikings were lurking out. No one was. They could have made a re-rotate potentially, but they opted to try to push into B, and they paid the price.
Well, now drone to start. Just trying to scout out. Get the word that GTN's playing. On the side of the map, they know that he has that showstopper available. No Hunter's Fury to try to counteract this lockdown as well that will almost certainly be used.
Enak lu.
First.
Ya!
Hit coming in. Tossy going to be eliminated.
Bagus
GTN with
deh,
the
kok ya
showstopper
sih
to
anjing.
find Cruz, however. Turning one back, but Fox pushes forward, manages to find him. Scary going to be taken down. That's the Viper's Pit now dropping the spike. Recovered. Killjoy, the lockdown getting ready to go off as Fox barely makes it out of that radius within time.
Kenapa goyah ya tadi?
3v3. They're looking to move over towards B. So Tegas is
Suka
still...
greget aja kita lihatnya kayak you could have killed the Viper gitu sih. Giyahnya gara-gara greget. Ih! Wah, timingnya bau tai.
Sutekas with that smoke, getting a pretty good sight line, but a little frustrated with his shooting.
Wah.
Oh, it's a good paranoia. Putty, however, he still has the lineup. He gets the kill. And that is going to be absolutely huge here for the side of X10 to try to keep the ball rolling. They go for the double peek. Sushi Boys comes up with a headshot. Just like that, it's all on FRZ. Needs to clean up 3 to clutch this round to win Icebox.
All right, let's see if he can do it. Yeah.
Iya, nggak apa-apa Rasya Yusuf.
That slows him up and gives his position away.
12-11. Nggak bakal bisa. Ini 3 lawan 1 dan musuhnya nge-flank. Menurut gua nggak mungkin. Ini impossible. Ini impossible round.
Sushi Boy's gonna push up, and he's not gonna be able to do it. FRZ gets 1, 2 more.
Ini impossible round. Trust me, ini impossible round. Exactly.
The reload.
Apa yang dibilang info website betting?
Goes on the peak.
Itu udah impossible round banget.
Alive, their heads above the water. X10, 1 more round to go. Do we finally see an overtime?
I think we will. I really like the adjustment here by X10. Things kind of fell apart on A. You lose the Viper's Pit, and immediately they back off. Head over to B, which is way more open. Sutekas kind of uncharacteristically misses the lineup underneath his smoke, and just really isn't A. And you can see he kind of shot into the yellow because he was frustrated.
Ote bisa sih.
That really cost him that.
Kenapa si ini nggak pakai skin nih, si Killjoy?
Oh, Bladestorm off the bat here. Buddy, as is ready, the neural theft.
Oh my god, you crazy son of a bitch.
Doesn't manage to get the hits. Redraws out with the Bulldog.
Mainnya anjing banget sumpah.
They got starting to push forward. The neural theft going to be coming in from Sushi Boys, but this great angle. They're prepped for it. They shut down the Omen. The drop down coming through. Fox is trying to push, but it's not before Body gets taken out. So Tegas manages to find that crucial kill. Now he's looking through window. Spots one. Goes for the weapon swap, drawing out with the Bulldog. Scary.
Last man standing.
To find one. It's going to be a 1v2 to try to make this happen. Fox all on his lonesome. The dart coming through. Has to take that down. The spike drop. But he cannot get the shot to come in. FRZ gets the last kill of the map. 13-11. Damn close. But X10, they can't quite push us into that OT. Team Vikings will take map 1.
Ente banget. Sayang banget, guys.
That was a crazy one. Fast-paced, furious. Body Pond finally getting into it for X10, doing a nice job with those entries, as you would expect, being all over the place.
Masih ada game 2, guys.
Just wasn't quite enough. They took the Vikings to the limit. An interesting round there at the end. Potty Pond gets up on top of that tubes, and then Sushi Boys comes pushing out over the snow pile, and he just isn't ready for Sutekas there. I think he assumed that that corner was checked or something, or Sutekas doing a good job a couple times here, just being right out of the vision of X10.
Kan gue bete bukan di X10 anjing, gue bet di Sentinel.
Good double peek there.
Sentinel lawan Fnatic.
It could have been so easily punished had he been able to get that first headshot on the FRZ, but they get him just a little bit faster, so they're able to take it away. But man, So close there for X10. I mean, like
Ini kalau yang main
they are
seru-seru
putting
ya.
up a fight. They're showing that they are here to
Kalau yang
compete.
main orang-orang
And people
CS
should
lama
not
ya
be
seru
sleeping
banget
on this
anjing.
region. They should not be sleeping on this squad. Potty, Scary, both of them, phenomenal performances throughout this. And now we get ready to look forward to Ascent, where they have such a dominant win record. If you missed it before, 15-1 on this map in 2021, 19-1 all time. Ascent is the playground for X10, and I gotta wonder what Vikings has prepared for this map to try to best them on it.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see this game because with what I saw here from X10, now I'm pretty confident that they have a really good shot to take Ascent and bring us to a third map because this was fast, this was furious. You know, the gunplay was the one thing I was a little concerned about, but once Potty Pond got together, all of a sudden it seemed like they were on very even footing in that respect. I mean, the Thai players, they're crazy, they're aggressive, and they never give up, man. They're so confident, they're so fun to watch.
Yeah, absolutely crazy. But guys, with map 1 going the way of the Vikings, we're going to step away for a quick little break. When we come back, X10 will have their next chance to try to tie up this series and force us into a game 3. So do not go anywhere. The action continues in just a bit.
Iklan. Vision Strikers jago anjing. Lo orang ngerti gak guys main game kartu begitu guys? Hearthstone gitu ngerti gak lo orang? Guys, iya, terima kasih. Ada Nitro tim apa? Gue gak suka mouse kayak gitu, enteng bet anjir. Keratindeng guys, keratindeng perang antar kampus. Enggak copyright, enggak lucu, kena copyright enggak lucu banget. Ini keratindeng perang antar kampus tadi guys iklannya. Tether Trumps abis ini. Kena ini gue kalau nyalain lagu dari mereka, sorry ya guys. Kita nggak boleh langsung gitu ya, kayak langsung nonton Sentinels aja gitu atau langsung nonton Liquid aja gitu, pilih Reykjavík itu nama tempatnya, nama city-nya. Nonton yang gaji buat di Sentinel 10 juta lu rada gila kali ya. Coba kita lihat ya. Sambil nunggu ya kita lihat ya. Kita lihat odds gitu kan. Kalian nggak bakal bisa bet juga, kena blokir sama Kominfo anjir. Kita lihat aja gitu kan, sambil nunggu ya kan. Guys, jadi kalau lu bet di X10, hah? Serius ini map 2? Winner atau map 2? Oh, kalau lu bet di X10 sekarang kali 8 guys. Ini waktu yang tepat kalau lu pengen bet X10 guys. Jangan laporin guys. Ini mereka, ini udah pede banget, mereka kalah anjing. Ini tempat ini udah pede banget, X10 kalah map 2. Kenapa mereka pede banget? Brazil lawan Thailand. Kenapa mereka pede banget? Sentinel jam 3. Gak, pertanyaan gue kenapa mereka pede banget gak bakal ada map 2? Ini bet $10 dapat $50 loh. Apa kita bet $10 menang X10 menang map 2? Gue harus isi ulang lagi duitnya. Males sih. Tapi kali 5 loh anjir. Kali 5 loh. Mereka udah sepede itu, X10 gak bakal menang satu pun. $5 aja lah ya, $5 aja lah ya. Udah mau mulai, udah lah, nggak usah lah guys. Udah mau mulai guys, udah mau mulai. Gue udah bet 1 juta di sini. Oh. Gue bet Liquid sama Sentinels. Udah mulai.
At 1 versus X10, and so far everyone's predictions are looking pretty good so far. I'm Golden Boy, your host, joined once again by my esteemed colleagues here.
Kali 5 tuh gede loh guys.
Desk-ish area that we've been dubbing it.
$5 boleh sih ya
Potter, Doug,
sebenarnya.
and Tom Biz. And you know, I mean, look, right out of the gate, I mean, let's just go ahead and roll these highlights courtesy of Prime Gaming once we get a moment to do so, because Potter, you know, it felt like
sebenarnya $5 sangat-sangat boleh ya. Sabar guys, $5 guys.
to will his team across the finish line.
He certainly was, and you know,
$5 deh guys, boleh dah.
the man is so active at every
70.000 gitu kan, anggap makan aja gitu kan.
hand on him, he was looking, he
Minimal $14 anjir.
wanted to find the tools,
Enggak.
and in the first half,
Enggak.
it was a little bit
Masih
shaky, a
males.
little bit shaky, but man, that second
Sayang,
half,
Bang.
he absolutely
Mending buat makan gitu kan.
winning out majority.
Enggak ada guys deh, enggak ada. Minimal 200.000 anjir. Enggak ada.
He is such a damn anchor, just
Kalau cuma 70.000 kan ya udah lah ya. Anggap makan habis kan.
even though they were bouncing back, even though they made this so close, it was Sukas, man. He was anchored. He did not let them come through into the site.
Dukung siapa? Extend sih.
And Doug, we were seeing that happen. Sudikas had an opening, he had an opportunity, he went for it, he gave his team the upper hand, and that is basically going to be...
Nggak bisa isi $5, isi minimal $14. Lo isiin gua dah, Jordan dah, lo isiin gua isi gitu. Minimal $14. Sayang.
For them to stuff any sort of push, and it really felt like, you remember that old Marshawn Lynch
Pasti
video?
beli tetap
He was, like,
Traum,
putting the
nice.
team on his back.
Yeah.
I won't finish the quotes because some of them are not family friendly, but that's kind of what it felt like Patapan was having to do, and there was no, as heroic, as Herculean of an effort as it was, there was just too much out of Vikings at the end, and I would even go so far as to say is this could be very similar to what we saw from Newturn yesterday, where the beginning was close, right? They got kind of pushed around a little bit. They had some questionable decisions, but as the round, as the series goes on, as they get more
$13 lah guys anjing.
I think they will perform better than we saw in map 1.
Yeah, you might be right. I mean, it could very well be the case. But, you know, Tom, something just strikes me different with this X10 lineup versus what we saw with Sharks. It feels like that what they're doing is they're setting themselves up better for success in some of these rounds.
Yeah, they had some cool ideas. I think this round in particular, you see like a much deeper Viper Wall coming out from them, and like Poison Orb as well thrown in to cover off the back of the site. They like to get
Berarti dikit aja $2 aja.
aggressive. Now,
Tapi
sure, this
isinya
is more of an
14
eco round, and I think that there was some very decent adaptations coming out from the Vikings, but I definitely think that the core ideas that were coming out from X10 were very good, and we saw that in the defensive half as well. Even though they ended up losing more heavily on that side of the map, they had these aggressive ideas at the beginning. It was just those mid rounds. I think that's where they had more of the issue, because we saw the strong in-game leading on the side of Vikings to adapt throughout the game, whereas I think X10 had a lot of good plans initially, and then things just seemed to fall apart in the mid rounds.
Yeah, and Tom, to piggyback off of that a bit, I think that's something that I think that right there, what you just touched on, is the expanse between the top of the field and the bottom, right? Like, anybody can have set pieces. Anybody can know what they want to do at the opening of a round, but when things go sideways, right? When you hit a bump in the road, when things happen that you don't expect, how do you adjust? That's the mark, in my opinion, of a championship caliber team. That's what sets teams apart. And I think that's where we saw some teams stumble yesterday, and that's where it felt like X10 came up just a bit short today.
Yeah, and now X10 Potter are going to have quite the task on their hands, because they're going to be taking on a very game Vikings on, I believe they're going to be playing on Ascent, which is a fantastic map for them. Do you foresee this potentially being a quick 2-0 in favor of the Brazilians?
I don't think so, Golden Boy. I don't think so. You know, I'm not going to change my prediction yet, but as I said, X10, they were swinging, and they were swinging hard. At certain points on this Icebox match, I thought that they were going to win it. In fact, I thought they were going to have a blowout second half, and it was starting to look that way. When I see this 100% win rate on the set, and it being the second map, I don't know, man. I'm starting to become a believer in this X10 squad right now.
$2 aja lah ya, $2
could
cukup ya.
Patapan and the
$2
X10 boys
cukup ya.
will themselves over to game 3? We'll find out. Let's send it over to your casters to break it all down.
Alrighty, thank you very much, Golden Boy, Achilleos, and Paper Thin back here to take you guys through the action. Man, what a mouse mat that is.
Woo.
5 ya.
Dude's just styling. I like it.
I'm okay with, there's another one. Look at this.
Okay.
The trend.
Matching. Well.
I mean, I feel like that would be a bit distracting for me, Achilleos, but, you know, whatever works for them.
The bright colors, you know, maybe draw the eye down.
Guys, gue udah hajar $5 guys.
Clearly they're making it work.
Aduh, gue ngerinya.
As they were able to take map 1, but I do agree with Potter. X10
udah.
great. This is a huge
Udah 5
map for them as well as we get ready to go on to Ascent. So we very well could be staring down the barrel of a 3-map series. It just comes down to whether or not they can find their groove as a really great bounce back
X10 $5.
after the extended pause. They almost were able to run us into that OT. So let's
kalau menang dapat
get ready to hop in.
200
What these agent compositions are going to look like.
Pasangnya cuma $5.
You know, anticipating that we're going to be seeing a lot of similarities just from, you know, the last times that they played. Maybe not going to be showing off anything too.
Kan gue gini nontonnya lebih seru kan.
We'll have to just wait and see.
Karena gue yakin X10 bisa menang 1 round, masa nggak bisa 1 round sama
the
sekali.
exact same lineups that they ran the very last times they both played Icebox. It shouldn't be super different in what we would normally see. I mean, X10 here, they like Astra, Jet, Killjoy, Sky, Sova. And for the Vikings, well, let's just look and see what they pick. Yep, that's exactly what they normally do. GTN on Raze, FRZ on Phoenix, and
Viking, pick Viking.
There you go.
All right.
Kalau udah kalah ya
Not
udah.
too shocking. Still going to be Viperless here. We do have a couple teams that like to run the Viper on Ascent, but will be avoided for the time being. So nothing too shocking here, but
well, wait.
Adi shifting over onto the Sage. This is going to be a major
Satu map
change
bisa
in
deh.
pace.
Sentinel sekitar kayaknya jam 4 deh jadi.
I had already written in Jet for him. I'm not even gonna lie, because I just assumed he was gonna be playing Jet. But him on Sage, what in the world is this gonna look like? I mean, now my eyes are thoroughly focused on Padipan to see what he's going to look like on a Sage instead of Jet. I mean, he is predominantly a Jet player. He's I mean, when's the last time he even... I'm going to have to look at the last... He hasn't even played Sage this year. Right?
Well,
has he? I don't even know, man. Like, it's been like...
Patifan kok pakai Sage anjing?
A major change of pace here for him. So
Halo Patifan.
Piling this one scary as well, moving off of the Viper now over onto the Astra to try to slow down some of these pushes from the side of the Vikings.
Let's go Patifan.
On the attack, straight out the
Keluarkan
gate.
magicmu Patifan.
Like a little shoulder peek, just jiggling around into mid. Fox going to be pulling back away from the dark cover, starting to rotate over towards that alley access to B. It's going to be the curveball push, weapon drawn out.
Nice!
Cruzy fights two with a frenzy? Are you joking?
Nice!
Get traded out there, but no, he comes up huge. Patty follows up for another.
Nice!
And this is looking like a flawless round right now for X10 at the start of the
I'm winning!
This is X10 doing their homework. This is exactly the same start that the Vikings did against Sharks on this map on their attacker side. They rush right through mid on the pistol round and just try to make it work. Does not fool X10 at all. They're able to lock it down, shut it down.
Absolutely enormous start. And there you go, Sushi Boys, the final headshot will lock in the Prime Gaming. Flawless for X10. What a statement start here on Ascent. A huge round for them. And let's go ahead and just, yep, there you go. Just leaping around like a bunch of blind fools, just getting mowed down.
That's a great guiding light right there. That's 3 of them, and makes for easy pickings, particularly with that frenzy. So very well anti-stratted here by X10. Now on the follow-up, I'm really curious to see what the Vikings do on their eco round. There is one frenzy in the hands for Saucy.
Potty's still going to be sticking through with a frenzy. Fox here with that ghost. Blind comes
please,
through.
Please, nice banget Cruz.
Good from Cruz. Finds
bagus Cruz.
Now into the corner.
Cantiknya Cruz. Satu lagi Cruz, mantap.
Oh my god, it is just an absolute shooting gallery right now. Do we have back-to-back flawlesses? Can they make it happen? It's looking good for them, and they will in fact do it again.
Sumpah ini
back prime yang flawlesses here for X10.
Vikings mulai beres enggak sih? Gua yang rada stres sih.
Look at some actual weapons in the hands of Vikings. Let's see.
$5 gua udah kayak gede banget ini.
Yeah, I'm really curious what the Vikings are going to want to run. They
$5
really
udah
like
kayak
to
gede-gede
establish
banget
mid-control early, and it falls apart. X10 were very prepared for this. Very good homework being done. Now, let's see if they try to go over to A with the rifle round to the Vikings. What exactly is going to be the difference? Because this is just a massacre, just an absolute mauling by X10.
Nanti final masih jauh anjing.
Brutal start, but now we should see things slow down a little bit more. But as I said, that look at this boost. He gets himself up over towards B lobby. He's going to force out the use of the
hello?
from Sadak. He's worried about that push coming in even further. So even when he's not on the jet, he finds way to make jet plays. Spots out one. That's going to be the boom bot destroyed.
Hello?
And he'll just go ahead and pull back.
Someone needs to tell him he's not playing jet right now. Someone needs to remind him. Man, oh man.
Hello,
Now I can heal myself, so screw it. I'm just going to go in deep.
Yeah, I could do all the things I could do with jet, but I could also heal and res people occasionally.
Yeah, and he can get healed as well by crew, so they can just top each other up if they need to. Well, the wall's now going to be destroyed.
The Reyna for the real tank comp here.
Yeah. Just never dying. Always healing. Spray through the smoke. Scary, just looking for a stray hit.
Mampus, sudah nggak ada waktu, 40 detik stres mau ngapain.
Actually tag up Sadak there for just a moment, but it's not going to be too significant of damage. Spike now going to be
lumayan, 10 damage.
End up being an A hit at the end of the day. Still going to
8 damage sih malah. Enggak, 18 damage.
This site. We have Sushi Boys
mereka ambil
and
ace.
Fox set up. Purple, not going to find anything. The Nano Swarm chipping away.
Yeah,
headshot. The Vandal throws out that shot dart. Don't get a connection. Doesn't find any additional damage. In onto the site. Planted just hell. Or just outside of it, rather. GTN with a very nice headshot will shut down Potty. That's going to be a lot of the healing gone.
Ayo dong, bisa nih retake nih.
Retake in a 4v4.
There's so much pressure on to take us over at main. There's the Astra smoke there. Kind of block that off for now. GTN gonna be watching up towards heaven. Gonna get the headshot, gets traded out.
Good shit.
And there's another one underneath hell.
Oh no.
Pretty good here.
Yeah, and there you go. The cleanup comes through. As Saucy will manage to find the last 2 kills in the round. So Vikings, they do get some kills on the board. They do get that round victory. See if X reply. As they do have enough money, obviously, to buy some rifles here for themselves. Try to shut down this economic build-up that we're seeing from Vikings.
Hype-in guys, $5 gua nih guys.
So even though there's a lot of attention being paid at the main door here for X10, there's nobody up in heaven, and that allows Vikings to get pretty deep in here, get the plant down, and set up their crossfires. One thing that really impressed me about the Vikings in my VOD review
Dukung X10
was their post-plant setups on A. They really do a good job of covering each other. They constantly are focused on making sure they have somebody in main, somebody lurking out of. Whoops. Well,
cool shit.
That's a body pond thing. Oh my god.
Oh, that is. I feel like there's no worse feeling when you have the lineup on a hard angle like that, and then you lose to the peeker. Like, you have the advantage. You're trained on that spot, but Potty just out-aims him and out-reacts him. It's incredible there from him to get that pick. A huge opening now for the side of X10.
And I don't feel like, you don't expect it with that ferocity. With a Sage, normally it'd be a Razor, a Jet doing that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think of like other Sages, that we have in the Korean region that are like this, and I feel like Zest maybe, and Stacks occasionally when they would play it on Icebox. But other than that, like, we don't have too many Battle Sages over on this side of the world. But Potty, huge performance from him so far. Ton of damage getting pushed out onto the members of Vikings now.
Mereka susah retake kelihatan nih, orang-orang X10 ini ya.
Wall going to be called up. 2 members hovering around hell as the Seekers go forward. Drew's trying to make his way through that wall, but takes quite a damage. Drop down there. Fox going to be eliminated. Wall comes in to block off Saucy. Patty will find a FRZ. Sadak still hovering here in hell. Lines up one, but Scary is ready for him in the end.
Menang!
3-1,
let's go! Tapi playnya aneh banget anjing. Sumpah, mereka playnya bener-bener gila anjir. Masuk suka-suka jidat anjing.
This wall is so smart from Potty Pond. Completely cuts off Saucy and just makes it so difficult for them to do anything. All of a sudden, all these gorgeous crossfires that the Vikings like to set up are just eliminated. Everybody's stuck in hell. Just so smart here from X10. I am so impressed with their ability to adjust on the fly, round to round. You can see there. Give him that peace symbol, my friend. Well done. Very well done by Potty Pond.
I absolutely love this guy. He's so fun to have.
Suka-suka jidat mereka main anjing ini X10.
Land is great. We can get these reactions where they just ham it up. I'm sure Potty is going to be
Boleh dipakai tuh guys idenya tuh guys.
huge
Di wall kayak gitu.
followers on his Twitch and Twitter after this one.
As he should. He's earned it. He's looking fantastic here today.
Oh, Boombot not going to be able to make his way in through tree. Will not locate Scary. Will get smoked off here for the moment. Spraying through.
Who's there? Keeps the ping out, but Vikings kind of backing off onto this, heading more in towards mid. They really want to take control of mid. Of course, mid so important on Ascent for the attacker side. If they can get control of it, they can really assert their dominance as they go. Scary. There's the lockdown for them as well. Gonna push Scary around. Gonna try to take it down with the Hunter's Fury. Gonna get it. Take it down. Very nicely done.
Yeah, had that prep, so it doesn't find too much. It also wasn't really going to lock off the B side at all, so it wouldn't have displaced anybody, you know, that would have been hovering around Boathouse like Sushi Boys has been this entire time. Drone will get the dart onto him. Great headshot there from FRZ. Takes down Fox. Scary, however, spotting them, trying to get the wall bang. Doesn't manage to find it. Res is going to be used. Sushi Boys eliminated. Displaced from the site now. It's open. The retake has to come in. That's a great start. Potty managing to find one. Is he prepared for the close angle? He is not. Sadak strikes him down with a frenzy. Shock dart from Sasi as well. Finds Scary. Two members left. Pushing forward with the Ares. Finds one point blank.
Cek bawah anjing.
Another. Great sheriff shot. Gets rid of the enemy sky. Fox is ready for it. Gets the headshot. Will have the defuse. It's going to be clutch from him. And that is going to be 4 rounds now on the board.
Anjing, close banget.
Potty Pond comes in there, and it felt like he might have been going in a little bit early, a little bit ahead of his teammates, but he gets a lot of information, at least, on what's going on that site, able to relay it back to his teammates. They all come in from both sides here. Look at this. They're hitting it at the same time. Guiding light over, followed up by Cruz and Fox, doing a really nice job. Sasi gets the information, just not able to find the shot. Fox is ready for him around the corner.
Iya anjing, karena
Very
berarti
nicely
tegang
done
tadi.
here by X10. Another good retake
Kalau
for
nggak bet
them.
nggak tegang anjing.
Really good patience on this, and you know, it's kind of a weird situation when you have the lockdown and they have the Hunter's Fury, right, Achilleos? Like, it's kind of like a, you know, a rock, paper, scissors game. Do you use it now? Do you hang on to it? It's kind of a tough decision to make.
It's credit where it's due. Still a really, really good round there for the side of Vikings, doing quite a bit of damage to the side of X10. Trying to soften up their pockets just a little bit, make them, you know, make those walls a bit more empty, so you can see the Spectre coming through the guard.
Yang angkat piala tim Boom Esports anjing juga lu ya.
Aren't going to be
Jauh ya.
full purchase with rifles, no operators to be seen yet. So it was a very good eco at the end of the day, but it's X10 who still maintain a nice little 3-round streak here.
Nice dink.
Keeping their heads
Low banget itu.
Vikings.
Bisa di heal gak? Mereka ada healer gak? Oh ada
26 gonna have to top himself back up with the hot hands, so pulls back off a short for now.
All right, Sutekas gonna be making his way towards mid, silently up here with Sadak. Door is already closed though, so they're gonna make their way through there. They're gonna have to make a little noise to get in. So the reinforcements now making their way into B main with Spike in hand. Killjoy there.
Tapi mereka pintar sih extend ini sih. Mereka tahu CT dulu jadi nggak usah ada duelis.
The B main door.
Yep, door's gonna be broken.
Kita Sushi Boy anjing. Lihat posisi Sushi Boy guys.
Save them all from pushing through B main. Will make their way
out
with the help of that blind from the curveball. FRZ finds Sushi Boys tucked away in the cubby. Good opening kill. And now they will have this B-side body.
Mati.
Caught off guard. Really good lurk here from Sutekas. Now teleports over to the side. Can exit back through B lobby, rejoin with the rest of the squad, or continue to play lurk here. Try to cut off any market access. Scary going to be eliminated now. As he tries to push forward. One Guardian kill to be found. Now it's just Cruz left alive.
Saving.
Recover this Vandal.
Ambil Vandal.
Or not.
Yeah, this is...
Does he want the Guardian? Okay, he wants the Guardian. Never mind.
All right.
You do you.
Dia nggak mau save buat temannya anjir.
Or something. That's the only thing I can think. I didn't check. But, oh, he's just going to try to wait, see if he can maybe pop ahead on the exit. But nobody from Vikings is going there. This time around, though, Achilleos, Vikings really making a very nice adjustment, being very patient, waiting for the right moment to strike, and catches X10 kind of not really ready. It's fast and furious. They have a great run it back to take Sushi Boy down around the corner.
To take Sushi Boy down the
That
corner.
was fantastic work from the Vikings.
Fuantep udah nggak main kan
Adjustments
buat
after
Extend.
adjustments from both of these teams, and now mid control established by the Vikings. What's going to be the response?
Bagus banget sih
From
flashnya jujur
X10
sih.
is my
Harus
real
jagoin.
question, and this is Sutekas. I got to give him so much credit here.
Cuman
He
$5
is
sih,
playing fantastic right now in these
$5
games.
itu
When
duit.
he's asked to hold down sights by
$5
himself
itu
on
$5,
Icebox, he's
itu
doing a great job
70.000,
over on
1
the,
mil. Bisa buat
just
makan
really,
sekali.
really impressive stuff from him.
Kalau kalah keluar gak? Keluar kalau
Yeah,
kalah.
a wonderful lurk to really ensure that that was going to be irredeemable from the side of X10.
Gila,
and
gila,
again, look
orang
at this
tolong.
boost setup. Gravity Well finds one, but the Recon Bolt will find Potty. He's going to have to pull back, takes a little bit of damage, clears out that Recon. Shock Dart, not quite going to connect. But Scary already eliminated, and then here's the headshot lineup.
Ini si
GTN
Fatipan mainnya gila banget anjir.
That he can be lobby.
Oh,
Falls up onto Cruz, and this
Not
is
looking
looking
good.
like a very done round. I mean, Sheriff round purchase, you know, here for the side of X10. Not going to be feeling the most confident about closing this out, and now with just Sushi Boys on, it's lonesome. He's going to try to pull back, but they are going to very much go on the hunt for him as they get ready to set the spike up.
Sage gila anjing.
Yeah, it's a sheriff in a dream here. Not going to happen. GTN going to find his third.
Halo,
of the round,
Patipan,
and
main
the
yang bener ayo
Vikings
Patipan.
doing a fantastic
Aku ada
job.
uang
They
di
sensed
tim Extend nih,
that
Patipan,
Patipan
tolong
was
nih.
going to get aggressive because
Mohon
immediately the boom bot and the recon dart were there in clock tower. They were ready for this, and they punish it. The aggressiveness from X10 is their response to the mid control established by Vikings in the previous round, but the Vikings back off, set up the angles to take them out as they try to push through, and a great headshot around the corner there for GTN. Make it up.
Gue gak bakal ngajarin kalian cara bet nih.
Yep, gets 3 kills there in that flawless round, so very nicely done. They do manage to put one on the board for themselves. So now 3 to 4.
Tolong
Keeping
nih
close.
Extend nih. $5 gue nih Extend.
With that angle hold there, I don't think Potty Pond's coming through there this time. He's still chilling out.
He's
Back in the
lurking
spawn.
way in the spawn, yeah. Did get confirmation though. Potty has played Sage 3 times in his Valorant career. None of those were in the last 90 days.
Yeah,
So
I was going to
obviously
say.
something they've been scrimming with for sure. I don't think he would just be like, ah, screw it. You know what? I played that half a year ago. Let me bring it back out. But it's been working a treat for the most part. Definitely some flashiness to it.
He's had some really good ideas. That wall to cut off A main earlier was fantastic. Drone out ahead to Scout, gonna get shot down. Smoke is in, trying to gravity well. That's a good one.
Yep, spray does come through. They manage to get the kill there onto FRZ.
Ayo di spray lagi aja.
So he's still gonna be halfway
Scary.
through that run it back, so not able to have it yet. We'll see that from the shadows getting used.
Kena tag.
Tekas putting himself
Oh,
over
no.
at Market, gets the headshot in onto Potty. Now looks to break down this Market door. Does have 2 members waiting for him.
Ingat
Plays a
Danish,
little bit
ingat
slower as he
banget.
waits for the rest of his squad to rotate over from A. They get the spot there onto Fox, who pulls back over onto the site. Looks to jump up on the opposite side. Lockdown is used at A. They think that this is still going to be an A hit. They think that this is going to be just the Omen trying to distract, but this is in fact going to be the B. Great shutdown from Fox, however, does manage to find GTN interrupting, making sure the showstopper doesn't find any value. Tekas gets rid of Fox.
Nice.
Cruz finds one, can't snap onto Saucy fast enough, however, and will get taken down. Now it's going to be a 2v2 for the attempted retake. This is when you would love to have this lockdown, but they've already burned it.
Yeah, here comes the Cosmic Divide, though. Saucy getting it done around the corner. Gets the headshot on to Sushi Boys. Woo!
Might not matter at all. Turret has to be broken down, tucks his way down into the corner. Spots out Saucy, looks for the push, but as he presses out, will get pinched from both sides. 3 kills there for Saucy, and Vikings, they tie us up 4-4.
Man, what a
Lemas,
clutch
guys.
there from
Lemas, guys.
Nova. Gets that kill with the Phantom, is able to get the plant down just in the nick of time. Another fantastic lurk here from Sutekas, but this round is all Saucy. Another failed entry by GTN.
Lemas guys.
Blast packs aren't
Lemas guys,
pulling
lemas guys.
anybody. Then he's able to hold it down from Bolts, and doing a very
Lemas guys,
nice
lemas
job
guys.
there at the end. Picks up his 3rd kill. Huge, huge play.
Yeah, absolutely incredible from him.
Lemas gua guys.
Great for them to go ahead and tie up the
Fatipan
map.
nggak jelas anjing.
We do have
Technical,
a
guys.
pause, however, so give it a moment. And then get back into the action, see who will be able to take a lead here. X10, I mean, what an explosive start for them, but this has been a major turnaround. Vikings absolutely taking prevalence here on the map now, both, you know, just explosively and economically. So ball is very much in their court. X10 gonna have to try to bounce back after these losses.
It was a great early read by X10 on the pistol round and the follow-up, knowing that they like to try to pressure through mid. Good adjustments onto the A attacks by Vikings, putting the wall up to cut off main. It's a great back and forth. Then the Vikings able to successfully push through into market, pretty much undetected even though the door is closed. They use that as an opportunity to be patient, let their teammates get into B main, and then all strike at the same time. And then after that, they wait for X10. They run like a rook in that follow-up.
It's just a very big misread from Sushi Boys. I mean, he thinks that the hit is still going to be happening on B, so throws that down to try and dissuade them from pushing forward. But, I mean, Vikings, they wore this play on their sleeve. They said, no, we are going into B. This Omen is not baiting. He is just opening things up for us and trying to scout for some information. So they end up burning the lockdown. They don't even get the Hunter's Fury out of Saucy to try to trade that. And it just results in them tying it up 4-4. So fantastically done from the side of Vikings. A bit of egg on the face there of Sushi Boys. We'll see how they reply once we can get back into game. Because, you know, after the last pause, hopefully, granted, you know, it doesn't go that long, but after the last one, they had a very explosive return. So maybe this little brief reprieve is exactly what they need to get their heads back into the game. But obviously, coach is not going to be in comms with the players during this moment. Just have to stay situated, not getting any sort of strategic advice.
You know, I thought you made a really great point there about that lockdown. These hard reads that X10 has made a couple times here in this match against the Vikings. Like, remember back on Icebox when they just like hard stacked B? You know, they just like assumed that Vikings were going to do that, and it's kind of flopped.
Kalau nggak Sentinel Liquid sih harusnya yang juara sih. Enggak, Alvin William. Lo kalau ikut turnamen kayak gini lo boleh bawa mouse sama keyboard sendiri, tapi biasanya mouse sama keyboardnya dikumpul 24 jam sebelum turnamen dimulai. Kadang-kadang 2 hari, kadang-kadang 3 hari, kadang-kadang seminggu. Lagi teknikal ini.
It doesn't go their way, unfortunately. See the players and the coaching staff waiting patiently for this to be resolved so we can get back into the action, see how things are going to unfold. 8 rounds gone, so 4 more to go here in the half. See, again, you know, who is going to be able to take this lead? X10 they really need this map. This has been their bread and butter throughout all of 2021. So if they can't get the win on Ascent, then it becomes a very dire situation for them. You know, in the tournament overall, would send them down into the lower bracket. And if they
Saya perwakilan X10 ya, betul.
15-1. That's just rough tidings.
Really,
you know,
back
mentally as well.
For sure. And you know, Ascent, even though again that Vikings lost the last time they played Sharks in the finals at the Brazil qualifiers, they did beat them on the previous time because it was a losers bracket.
I like this. I like that we've killed 2 birds with 1 stone. We decided to go straight from the technical pause into the tactical timeout. I mean, this makes sense. There's already a lull in the action. Use this now so you can actually communicate with the coaches and, you know, get a little bit of a mental reset to come in here and try to find success.
Extend tactical, guys.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm really curious. We've got the Bucky, a Spectre in the hands here on an eco round for X10. So this one's going to be a little bit tricky for sure. What exactly is Potty Pond thinking over there by Pizza right now?
I mean,
is he gonna try the wall again? Is that like?
And this is just something that we just don't really see ever since the changes realistically to the Bucky. That gun has fallen by the wayside very much so, at least in the Korean region in particular. We don't see it too much. We did see a double kill on short with a shorty just yesterday.
Sebenarnya kalau M itu X10 lebih jago loh. Kalau lo lihat ya.
But this is a very aggro, turtled-up defense now.
Yeah, I think the Vikings just being very cautious, knowing the economic situation here, of course, that, you know, close-range weapons are going to be in the hand. In fact, there's
jujur aja ya, M itu X10 yang bagus, cuman gameplaynya gak jelas anjing X10 ini.
As well for Cruz. The Sheriff's usually pretty powerful.
Gak tahu juga sih, kita belum lihat sih.
But they feel comfortable enough going for these. You know, there are a lot of bottlenecks. You can utilize these guns on Ascent, like you mentioned.
Permasalahannya Iko nih.
Shorty. In this exact same spot almost.
You can see that curveball getting ready from FRZ. Snaps the fingers. There it goes. Manages to catch 1.
Nice banget.
Boys. The same time gets the headshot through onto the enemy Phoenix. So it's going to be a 2-for-1 trade out given the weapon economy here for the side of X10. Absolutely massive for them. They will pull back. They're getting the read.
Yang menang
This
ya.
is going to end up being a B rotation.
Kalau nggak Sentinel Liquid itu udah
The Seekers go
pasti.
out. Spots them coming in. Blind comes through. They go in for the push. One Bucky shot, not going to net the kill. Another one into the chest of GTN. Doesn't finish him off, but the Hunter's Fury will. Hopping through in onto the side. Sadak not quite ready. The Sushi Boys will be waiting in the corner. Gets the kill. The drone will spot out the last remaining member, and the cleanup will be there. It's going to be one rifle for the moment. Looks like two recovered at the end of the day. Or Bucky there for Sushi Boys.
It's a thrifty.
Okay, he got the Bucky, but yes, it is going to be a thrifty victory. So fantastically done by X10. They go ahead and they scoop up that round win.
I mean, I just got to scratch my head a little bit here on this push.
Yang ini hoki banget sih, Sushi Boy.
Area on a round where you know your opponent is likely to have guns that, even if it's just sheriffs, are better at close range. And it just doesn't pan out. I would have preferred to see either A main or B main slow pushes there for Vikings, see if they can get some picks, long range, utilize those guns, but just doesn't happen. There's Patifon.
He's just changing up these boost locations. They're not prepared for it. The dark cover is actually just completely denied the wall. Had they been able to see that, they would have fully been able to anticipate that he is going to be boosted up on top of him. And he just comes up with this quick kill. Picking out Sutekas now.
Ayo guys, cepet guys, rame aja nih, tolong nih.
Gelato at the moment here by Sadhak, but Sushi Boys situated in onto the site already finds one. FRZ going to be eliminated. We'll have to run it back for the next round, but unable to utilize it here right now. GTN trying to push his way in through tree. Sushi Boys still holding the angle, trying to pre-spray him. Will manage to get his skull in the end, and Sadak falls to the op shot from Fox. Hunter's Fury from Donasi just basically saying, like, yep, I'm
mereka iko abis ini guys.
Now he's got a triple ready for him. As he swings around this corner, and there you go. The op shot will put him in the grave. 6-4, X10 bouncing back yet again to give themselves a nice little 2-round stretch lead.
These initial cheeky maneuvers that Patifon is able to pull out with these walls really is a game changer right now. It throws the Vikings into complete disarray. They force the issue through short A. I mean, and then they just get mowed down trying to go through the door. They lose 2 in the process, and they're stuck out in A main, and what are you gonna do? It's just really
With
good
itu
stuff
M-nya
here from X10. Great read on these follow-up rounds after our tech pause.
Well, let's see if they can keep that going, or Vikings can turn this around into their favor. Slow orb coming out over to A main. See, pushing their way forward. FRC just going to be eliminating that sentry for the moment. Body situated up on top and have it with that operator in hand, but he's going to be the first one to fall. FRC finds the kill. Blind is going to be good. They find one kill as Cruz takes out GTN, but it is just going to be an absolute slaughter here at the hands of the Vikings. Just one remaining member here as it's going to be Fox, and he just fearlessly charges through the door and is greeted with death. I appreciate the chutzpah that he showed right there, but it doesn't get anything done.
You got an Odin and a dream, man. Just go for it. Why not? Oh, man. Great entry here for the Vikings, though. You know, putting the smoke up into heaven. You know, they kind of avoid a lot of Sadak's utility. A lot of it's more focused at the door. Now you can see they're putting it back towards B main this time. Seeing if they can maybe catch them off. But it's a full stack over on the B side right now, but it looks like it could be a mid-push. Patifon gets forced out. Good nano swarm there to keep him blockaded as the push is on.
And it is. Back onto the Odin yet again. Which they are going to be very well.
Kenapa nggak boleh pertanyaannya?
Spraying away. Sadak looking to match him though.
Jantan itu viewer gue kan.
Nicholas manages to find one. Sadak following up for a second kill as Cruz will fall. Oh, Fox, it looks so good for just a moment. Pushes the corner and the lineup, but only manages to find one kill. Quite a bit of damage going to be pushed out, however, onto the enemy Killjoy, who has since used the lockdown. No way to clear this out.
Kelar anjing.
Fox eliminated and no Hunter's Fury still. Sentry set up here in mid, but Sushi Boys turns his back. They get the kill. Pressing forward. Scary will find Saucy. To advance up. Certainly could be a winnable situation as from the shadows there from Sutekas will push himself into the back of sight. Sadak is ready in alley. Gets 3 with the Odin here in the round to tie us up 6-6 in the first half.
Man, what a first half between these two teams. Great back and forths. Great counter reads
Nggak ada
on each
duelis.
other, great adjustments being made.
Guys.
I mean, every round.
Nggak ada
is
duelis,
different.
guys.
Every time they're
Gue
trying
bilangin
something
dulu nih,
different.
Extend nggak ada duelis nih.
This time again, just pushing through mid very
Halo
effectively
Sultan,
for the Vikings.
halo Hilmi.
And they
Gue
just
bilangin nih,
swarmed
nggak ada duelis nih guys.
into the-
But now-
that was a really effective round for them. Wow.
But now we have X10 on attack. We saw how good this was from them, almost running it back on Icebox. We're starting here with, one round better than we saw from them on that last map. Let's see what they get done. Pistol round to start this map off
Nonton,
was
nonton,
absolutely
nonton.
insane. So I'm anticipating a bit of a similar setup here as Recon bolts go passing past each other like ships in the night, and instantly 2 kills come through. Potty only able to respond with 1, now follows up for a second. Hot hands into the corner, they know exactly where he is at, and it's going to be a very swift cleanup there. No time passing whatsoever in that round. Vikings, they strike quickly, they strike cleanly. They have 3 left alive, and now they are in the lead 7-6.
I mean,
Okay,
this
Tristan.
is literally a mirror almost of what happened in the last pistol round. The Vikings have 2 in short, 2 here at the door, and they're just ready for it. I mean, it's a complete massacre. It's a great crossfire. Everybody from X10 just runs out into the fountain area, and there's nowhere for them to go. They're just dead at that point. I mean, it's just a great read by the Vikings.
GTN's going all in on this one. He's got the Phantom.
Lah, buffer anjing.
So buying it down to 0. Quite a bit of damage there on a Fox Shock Dart. Oh my god, it takes him down to 3
Dari
HP.
anjir.
Obviously can receive heals from Pike. Cruz does not have his available. So we'll have to rely on the Sage.
Sentinel
to
jam
back
4 gua
up.
rasa sih mulai main sih.
But Putty is all the way over here in mid at the moment, so won't be able to help him
Katanya
out
sih setiap
for
Ek ada
quite
agent
some
baru.
time. Corner check coming in. Just throwing out a right click, trying to get that hit, but Negas is just holding things down. 3 kills for him so far. Push forward to the back of the blinds. There's the cleanup. Sasi will manage to find 2, and it's going to be yet another flawless round presented by Prime Gaming here for the side of the Vikings. They're second on the map.
Both of our anti-eco rounds are flawlesses. This time it's going to be Vikings coming out, winning the pistol, winning the follow-ups. Sutekas again doing a wonderful job here. Potipon a little bit late there on the follow-up. Sutekas getting some good dinks with the Spectre. Very, very well done. Now, rifles in hand for X10. What's going to be the setup? 3 angling towards mid, 2 up at mid-top.
Spandals across the board. Recon Bolt trying to spot them over here at the lobby. Walt does come up. They'll break through. One
Nice banget,
still
Patipan.
using the boost. Manages
Oh,
to find a
yes.
kill. The follow-ups are going to be there. And do we just see a return?
I'm happy to see that shit,
flawless
man.
round? Sasi has to back off. He's the last remaining member. Can he do anything to put a dent here in X10? So right now, it looks like they are going to be coming within touching distance of Vikings. So they look to move up 7-8. Currently lurking out, pushes through the Astra smoke into the Nebula. That's
Main
going to
ada.
expire now.
Nggak mungkin anjir Tens nggak main.
Does he know?
Siapa yang mau
Sushi
gantiin
Boy's
Tens
made his
anjir?
way in the market. The answer is not quite.
Flawless.
It's caught off guard, and there we go. The best way to reply to a flawless round is with one of your own. X10 keeping things so very tight-knit.
Prime Gaming once again getting their money's worth on a cent.
Yeah.
This is
Oi.
just incredible. I mean, look at Potipon, and they're just ready for this push. It's so aggressive by the Vikings.
Udah anjing,
2
$5
and right into
Udah
the
pasti
dead
kalah.
center of mid.
Lu
And
gila.
Potipon getting up there is able to cover so much ground. He's just a turret up on top of that wall.
Jauh,
Able to
anjing.
see everything that's going on, and you can see. I don't think Vikings are too bothered. I think they were trying something a little cheeky there. Still, some money.
Lu nggak
here
lihat
on the
X10 mainnya
board
bagus banget barusan,
for
Cok.
Saucy, but everybody else able to get the guns. GTN only on half armor after, like you so accurately pointed out earlier, he did pull by on that
let me
Phantom, and that's causing him to be a little bit short here in this round.
Bantai yang itu.
Varzi currently waiting over there at A with the hot hands in case he hears somebody going for the ult orb tank. No one playing on that
Tadi tuh
side
Ina
of the
setup
map.
Killjoy bagus
Closest
tuh,
gonna
gua
be Sushi Boys just lurking
nggak pernah
up
kepikiran aja
top
kalau
mid at the
Ina
moment.
pistol run si
Don't spot too
bom
much.
suaranya
It's gonna be
disimpan di
moving
A sama di B.
Fox trying to get
Jadi
some
kalau ada yang
vision here
kalau
around
jetnya gedes
Pizza
gua
market.
tinggal kasih info kan. Nandes nan.
Don't expire there right at the end.
Pencet kan.
See what the play is going to be. Recon up over towards Pizza. Won't find too much of anything here. So they start inching
Aduh.
forward. Hawk moving up.
Cakep.
Does get the blind to connect. Doesn't really tell them exactly where this Killjoy is going to be at. Another Hawk flying through. Slow orb in the corner just in case somebody's still playing in market. They will be able to clear that angle, but it's good dark cover coming in from Sutikas to go ahead and cut off that vision. This causes a reroute now over towards the A site. Nate coming in, a great peek from FRZ, manages to find Cruz. Going to be eliminated as well. Recon Bolt chucked in, manages to spot one, tucking into the corner. Push comes in, Putty does out-trade Saucy. Getting that kill, trying to keep their hopes alive here in the round, but GTN takes out another one, follows up for a second. Sushi Boys falls, Scary tries to make it happen.
97 anjing hilang cok 5 dolar gua bangsa.
2-round lead here yet again for Vikings.
Untung lo masuk 5
It
dolar.
just feels like every single time they pick
Gua
up
bet
one,
70 di
X10
Sentinel.
responds in kind, do they go blow for blow?
Yeah, absolutely. Just
Sama
a great
liquid.
job here by FRZ. I mean, look at the Saucy there. We don't get to see it, but the way he responds off that Astra smoke from Scary is
Kita menang
fantastic.
atau round?
Recon dart out right
Apa?
away. Gets the confirmation
Bet menang
that there's
game
more
atau
in
menang
there.
round?
And
Menang
then
game,
the
menang game.
crossfires are just insanely brutal. But I gotta say, one thing that just kind of struck me here, Achilleos, is that there hasn't been a lot of attention played to the alt orbs. They just kind of left there. And especially with the Phoenix, I thought there'd be more aggression, particularly for FRZ. Ooh.
Not too bad there for Sadak. Trying to catch up through the wall. Can't quite make that happen.
Mau duelis mereka anjing ngikutin
Boosting
kita
on top of
keperek.
the Ultor box. Trying to get view through that tiny little window and try to pick off somebody here at the B side. Not quite going to happen. They might not know it, but we can tell from the silhouettes.
Iya, Bes, korek, besok kan
shoulder
ada
to
nih.
shoulder right now. Cruz and Sadak
Ada yang nanya.
just waiting. As Saucy, he's ready for that potential boost. You can see him staring at that window.
Bye-bye 5 Bitcoin. Enggak 5
We're gonna
Bitcoin,
know
5
someone's in
dolar
there
bodoh.
for sure. That recon dart getting shot down. Dark cover
Sadak
comes
ngapain?
in. Sadak not going to be able to win that one. Cruz is going to get him immediately healed up there. Shock dart's coming in now from Saucy.
Ayo,
Yeah, but it throws it right into the middle, not into the corner, so will not be able to get the hit there onto Cruz. Doesn't find any follow-up damage.
Kaget gue kira itu musuh anjing.
To the heel, just waiting. Hottie now thinking about going for the boost yet again. Seekers to lead for them. Gets himself boosted up top. Does manage. Spot out.
Aduh.
Who pushes back out, gets the
Pick
headshot.
anjing.
Will become
Nice.
blinded, however. Great hawk there from
Dapat set, dapat
Cruz.
set.
Goes ahead, nullifies the Omen, gets the headshot to finish him off. Now the spike can be planted. X10 looking to yet again keep themselves just one round down right behind the Vikings to continue to nip at their heels. Drone forward from Saucy. Looking to spot them. We'll see one in the back of Boathouse.
Emang bisa retake begini anjing.
Start up at the top, curveball coming through, not going to be able to get the blind onto anybody. Fox goes for the peek as the instant
Nice.
headshot there onto FRZ. Knows that GTN is in the cubby, but cannot out-trade him.
Flash. Flash.
Vikings Rays does
Flash.
get to capitalize on that moment, but now they're at a
Dumbass.
disadvantage. They even it up. They get the advantage now. It's going to be Sushi Boys by himself, and the showstopper will knock him out of the park. A huge play from GTN and Saucy to go ahead and close out this round. They do not let X10 nip at their heels any further. They take the lead forward here into their favor yet again. Now
Gak
3
bisa,
rounds
Jor.
up,
Astaga.
3
4
more
lawan
to go.
2
Close out the set
anjing.
and
Dibilang
close out
Viking
the
squad banget
series.
anjir. Orang
Oh my
yang Sentinels kan
God,
bilang
what a
juga
play
tim
here
terkuat siapa
again.
katanya.
Saucy coming up big, getting the double
Di-
transfers
di-
right
di
over
Java
so
Vikings,
well
kan?
into Scary, and then the finish there, my goodness. But I thought this round was done
Favela,
when Fox
anjing.
came through B main, got the pick, because all 3 members of Vikings came through market. And
Yang
I just
kemarin
saw
tuh yang lawan
if
NU,
Fox
yang
could
tim
just
Shark
hold
juga
down
itu yang dari
the
Brazil.
one on the way, that should be pretty much all she wrote.
Itu kan di bate-bate sama Vikings
By
anjing.
Saucy in this game. He has been absolutely phenomenal here on Ascent.
13-2 anjing.
Incredible there from Saucy. Now X10 taking another tactical timeout to try
Di
to
final lagi.
stabilize. They need to run this back into their favor. You could see, I mean, buying down. They're getting these weapons in, but they're going to be lacking utility. We do not have the Trailblazer here for Cruz at the moment. I mean, only 2,900 for Sushi Boys, so he is going to be absolutely strapped. Likely going to have to rely on, something like a Spectre with his armor, just so he can afford to get the nanoswarms.
Gue bingung kenapa dia siap-siap nge-flash kagak nge-flash anjing. Kau nunggu tahun depan tuh lagi diomelin sama coachnya. Lu goblok ya.
They don't want to have to try to win straight into another overtime. If they can string things together, if they can just try to offset this economy from Vikings, and they have a very real chance.
Ini nggak kayak di Indo ya? Lu lihat gak? Lu nonton yang luar punya kan, streamnya kan?
Will put them in such a great spot.
Kalau Indo nggak ada yang pakai masker
Absolutely,
aja.
and this is a really good opportunity for X10. I think
Anti-anti ya.
maybe talking over
Udah antigen alasannya,
how
udah
they wanna
antigen
use
gue.
this cosmic
Tenang.
divide and lockdown, really try to take
Enggak.
advantage of
Kalau
the alt situation.
kalau kemarin kayaknya
they're
itu
sitting on,
pada
to make
itu
sure
deh.
they're able
Yang kemarin kalau
to get a
kalau
good
nggak salah
plant,
pada
get
nggak
their
make
good
deh.
post plant set up, good crossfires.
Oh, yang
Kayaknya
luar.
tegur kayaknya.
Normally, you know, he's going to be the guy that is up
Kayaknya.
front and aggressive,
Gue
but
lupa kemarin pakai
need to keep him
pakai
alive
masker
in this
apa enggak.
round. Hopefully, they're trying to keep him a little bit more reeled in. I know that's kind of difficult to take a player who's so good at being aggressive back, but that res, you know, it's such a powerful ability. If you lose it early, it really just changes the tempo of the round.
It can be powerful, but I'm starting to, you know, wonder, would I prefer to just see Potty come back in on the jet rather than run this, you know, this duelist-less comp?
Yes.
You know, and if Potty on the jet is going to be able to, you know, trade 2 people every single round on average, then yeah, you probably would rather have that rather than bringing one person back every, you know, 4 rounds or so. We'll see what they get done. Like you said, ult-wise, they are looking good. It will be a lot. They're trying to make this a bait over towards the A site.
Anjing.
Really biting on this yet. Hunter's Fury, not used at all to try to shut this down. Donasi just pushing forward. Now they find Potty, and everything is coming undone for the side of X10 here. Donasi pulling back. The hot hands coming through. Confirms that they're right around the corner. The reinforcements.
Oh,
the
nice
cavalry
one.
is here.
Let's go.
Push out. They managed to find Sutekasa just like
Dengan,
that. It was looking like a phenomenal start here for the side of the Vikings, shutting down Potty, making sure that that res was not going to be available in the round, but they quickly reply with 3 kills of their own. Sadak set up here in mid is going to be looking to catch somebody on the cross. The shots come flying through, but they do not connect. Now 4 members strong, pushing into the B site. The Nanoswarm not going to dissuade them whatsoever.
Kalau ini bisa menang lagi, gue udah nyerah anjing. Gue udah gak mau dukung lagi X10 lagi.
There to deny the vision, the gravity wall. Additionally, yeah, layered in. Or no, it's the Nanoswarm rather. Similar particle effects, but Sadak getting tagged up as he gets spotted out, has to pull back into market. Reaggresses yet again, but with 26 HP. They just make very quick work with him. GTN, the last one standing, with 40 health and a Vandal, wants to pull back, needs to hold on to this gun.
Well, who needs ults when you can just mow them all down?
Susah entry-nya nggak ada duelist. Bisa. Mereka ada initiator. Ada 2 initiator ya.
Onto that flank. I love the idea. I love the strat, but
Ini Vikingsnya terlalu meremehkan anjing.
Iya, terlalu gampang anjing.
But you don't really
Masa
have
di-push
any crossfires
anjing.
and X10 just responds to it beautifully. And they're picking up some guns, some confidence, some economy here. I mean, the economy wasn't great for Vikings either.
You'll have heard Scary running around. Timer is going to run out, so yeah, won't even get to get clearance of that corner. So we'll never know who would have won that duel. But X10
Tuh, lihat di-pushnya gila-gilaan anjing.
keep this going here in their favor.
Itu nggak respect sih. Itu mereka ngerasa bisa langsung dapat semua gitu kan.
It just became a slaughter. Like you said, they stacked way too many people here. It was a great read at the very start of this. They did not take the bait whatsoever on the lockdown.
And, I mean, if you have, you know, somebody pushing out of A main, that move is fine, but you don't have anybody there at that point because of that lockdown.
Wah gila. Ini Vertizet anjing dah mainnya.
Well, unlucky as they say. Sadak taking a ton of damage. Down to 26 HP. Potty looking to get aggro. Wants to push up.
Anjing, latih 2.
See, finding Sushi Boys is a
Wars
good
anjing
move.
Oh Tuhan Yesus.
Anjing.
Goes ahead, snatches up that Phantom, but he is doing so much work. 26 HP.
Wars anjing, kalau push mid
This guy
ternyata.
comes up with 2 kills.
What a push by him, using that dark cover against, or for his own self. It's a Suteka.
Susah anjing menangin ini.
Just so good to get up and underneath. Crew's gonna take
Anjing,
some
ulti,
down.
aduh.
Sadak got the read that they're behind the
Wah.
wall. And it's gonna be the Hunter's Fury that takes down Cruz.
And this is such a tragic turnaround
Wah.
here for X10.
Wah menangis anjing. Menangis nih orang-orang tadi. Nonton sampai pagi nan.
Somehow not getting punished.
Nonton sampai pagi lu.
Fox off guard there at top mid, just sitting beneath him as he tries to recover the gun. And he puts it to work. 2 kills for him, and this would be just such an incredible thrifty here for the Vikings. And you know, in a 1v4.
1v4 gua sujud anjing sama tim X10 sumpah.
You have to expect Scary. Yeah, he'll be able to get this.
Gua akuin dia tim terbaik di SEA anjing.
4 members of the Vikings, but 2 of them have
Bisa menang
rifles.
hoki.
It's gonna be.
Scary kan pro
He can
player.
do it. Maybe the play of the tournament so far. He can find this.
Hi Bell.
Where does he want to get set up? Obviously, he does have the Cosmic Divide,
Taking
but
that
do you
back.
want to use that just when you're all on your lonesome? I think probably
Aduh,
not.
ini rada gila anjing.
Every time he goes into
Aduh,
that
ketahuan
astral form,
anjing.
yeah, I'm
Ih.
thinking maybe he's going to. Has to reposition
Ah!
for the catch, but Sasi is quicker on
Begitulah
the gets the
ceritanya lah.
headshot. And Vikings, they will defuse this.
Cerita $5 ku hilang begitu saja.
11-8.
Karena mereka kalah Iko
I
anjing.
mean, this is just all Sadak. He's had a couple big ones and a lot of help from
Jago
Sudekas.
banget,
I shouldn't say
anjing,
it's all
kayak
Sadak.
Enggak, kenapa kalah Iko? Pertanyaan
Really
gua
offered
anjing.
him a lot of opportunities
Kenapa?
up there. The thrifty.
Kenapa kalah
does
Iko?
come through.
Ya di push midnya aja tuh.
Two away here from taking the map and the match. You can see Sushi Boys, good headshot there from Saucy, but he gets right underneath. He really wants that gun too that's in that corner. Kind of not really realizing the situation there.
Yeah.
You know, is the Sova, and he just gets taken down.
Just great communication there from Vikings, just completely identifying where the enemies are at so that Hunter's Fury can get the kill onto Cruz.
Where's the enemy at?
So relaying that info. And now X10, I mean, they need to stop this. One more round, Vikings will have locked in their guaranteed overtime if X10 can continue the run. Otherwise, they will put themselves at match point. They need to stop the bleeding right here, right now. It's going to be a double stack over here at bench.
Wah gila.
Vegas taking a couple of shots, reveals his position. Putty takes his head off. Hot hand's going to be thrown down into the corner, trying to force position
Wah,
here from
kelar
Cruz.
anjing.
Will get
Udah
picked
habis
off
ini.
by Sadak.
Habis.
Still have to worry about GTN, who's pushing up there over by Boiler.
Spike stuck.
Wah anjing. Patipan
This is
gila
gonna
anjing.
prove to be very difficult. The drone going out, spots that run it back, moving forward. Oh my god, so much value off the back of the dart as
Wah,
well.
dapat.
He pushes up, gets the headshot in on a Fox. Sadak taking down Scary. The red's gonna be burned, but here comes GTN. Makes his way up onto short, takes
Kita
out
lawan
Boys now.
X10 menang, anjing.
And Fox versus the world. They
Kenapa?
will manage to find
Kita
one.
lawan
Fox
X10
finds
menang,
another, but
anjir.
then gets struck down. 2 members left standing for the side of the Vikings. Sasi and Sadak get it done. Now it's match point for the Vikings for this series. X10 need 4 straight rounds in a row if they want to force that overtime. They got close last time on Icebox, but this is looking so much more dire.
I mean, once this spike is stuck out in the open, it's just so difficult for X10 to even get to it. Either just mowed down piece by piece. Great timing on these moves
Ini
to
kayak
finish
udah
off
kelar deh,
Fox and
anjing.
Patipon at the end.
Emang
Pushing,
udah, anjir.
together, the timing is really nice from the Vikings.
Nyesel
But,
gua.
you know,
Orang
they
X10
try to
udah
force the
force
issue
tuh,
does
udah
X10.
beli.
They get the opening pick on the Sutekas. After
Nyesel
that,
gua.
they're just not able to do much. And again, the spike's down. What are you going to do?
Yeah, and now look at the economy here for the side of X10. I mean, it's going to be Spectres across the board. Several players are going to be missing the utility. We do not have the drone for Fox. We do not have the slow orbs here for Potty, so they just need to try to just straight up out-aim and out-rotate the members of the
satu round
Vikings.
pun
Fighting
gitu
any
dimenangin
straight
sama
pick
mereka.
would do wonders for them, but I don't know. This is looking like we should be ready to put a fork in it. Trailblazer to lead over into B main. Checks the corners, doesn't spot anything, just sees the turret. They will eliminate. The rotation is already starting from the side of the Vikings to say, no, this is not going to be any kind of bait. They're not going to look to play this over at A. So they send for the 3 stack. Cosmic Divide coming up just to try to get them escorted over towards the site. Sadak, however, playing around this wall, has a potential opportunity to go for a big peek. Fox pulling back. Has the Hunter's Fury, wants to shut down this lockdown. Second shot will destroy it. But we do see Sushi Boys taken out. Sadak starting to press forward. Blind going through. Cruz comes pushing up, manages to find one.
Bisa menang?
4v2. X10 not done yet. They are still here to play.
Wow, this is a huge moment for X10, trying to lock it down. Paint Shells comes in the back, push to Scary over. FRZ trying to do something. 2 duelists trying to finish this round out. Fox still around the corner there in main, trying to hold on, wait for them to come out, pushes forward, grabs a gun, almost loses his life for it, but some whip shots back and back.
Unbelievable.
Not really gonna do much.
Well, FRZ, he punishes him again.
Berhasil loh.
Got a little bit bloodier than it looked like it had to have been for the side of X10, but they do manage to retain 2 of those weapons. They keep themselves alive at least for a little bit longer. 3 more rounds to go for them to try to take us into our first overtime of the tournament. And let's just take a look at this entry. Great catch on the gravity well. coming out there from Scary. This allows for them to get the kill, but FRZ on this push, just boom. Ooh, manages to find 2 on the back end of that. I mean, you know, 4 rifles retained for X10. You're
Gak ada orang main Mobile Legends, gak ada.
Vikings. But now, given that they have the lead, given that the economy is still not going to be super great for X10, they have a little bit more wiggle room than they otherwise would have.
Yeah, I mean, you at least forced them into a couple half shields, so that's a win in of itself. Great job by FRZ with that curveball around the corner, pushing out for the Altor, but not able to grab it. Too much pressure there. No smokes or cover available to go for it. No picks found. It's going to have to back off for now are the Vikings. And everybody just kind of setting back up, defaulting a bit, waiting this one out.
Still, yeah, far away from ultimates. Pretty much across the board. The From the Shadows is there for to take us.
Jagoan Scream atau Tens?
Kalau
bingung sih, kalau CS sih Scream ya.
That would be a huge way to try to
Valorant
open up
Tens
this site for themselves. Drone clears out Wine, doesn't spot anything. Potty, however, knocked down to 35. Uses the heal on himself. That's the orb recovered. That's going to be the lockdown used. They can tuck away in heaven, in hell. Try to buy some time. Nade coming out. They're waiting for this to tick down a little bit more before they start going in on the push. Now making their way out onto the side. Gravity well, pulling one. That's the headshot that they needed. GT and now going to be knocked down. The Rays out of the fight. Cruz lines up Sassy as he tries to push in through tree.
Cakep banget. Suka gue liatnya.
Quickly. Cruz gets himself
masih bisa. Ayo, comeback yuk.
Trying to stay alive, playing this hard angle, gets the blind, goes on the push, puts quite a bit of damage in onto FRZ, but cannot get the kill, and he still has utility to pop himself back up. It's gonna be the Blaze Wall and the Hot Hands. He'll come back into this fight. 100 HP, 2v2. Both members gonna be topped up. There is the one and back. Honey managed to find Sonic, and now it's all on FRZ to try to close this out, to try to win the map, win the series for Brazil. Goes pushing forward, but the ult will snap him back over towards Tree. Has to reaggress through the doorway, and the spike continues to tick away. He has an idea of where they're playing at, but Potty gets the great peak timing. Finds 3 on the round, and X10 keep it going.
Man, what an
dua lagi. Iko.
X10 is doing a great job with their setup. The
12-11.
The Nano Swarm at the top, some shots up there as well. Really open up a ton of space for them. They're setting up great crossfires. They leave one in main. They leave some behind to make sure there are no lurks. It's just really well executed, like you mentioned. Getting that alt orb early, getting that lockdown set up, buying the time to really think it out, really plan it out, executing very, very well. FRZ doing his damnedest to try to come through here and give the win to Vikings, but they're just 2 rounds away, our X10, from bringing this to an
Vikings, pede dong.
Yeah, and OT, and with that comes the prospect of a potential third map.
Nice!
It will be a 2-for-1 trade out there. Saucy manages to find Fox, but the turret from Sushi Boys gets the finishing blow to go ahead, trade up, and keep the advantage here for X10.
FRZ might be thinking about trying to grab that Bulldog there. That was downed in A main.
Anything that he could recover other than just having the Sheriff would still be quite good for him.
Yeah. Butuh senjata anjing.
Shots flying through. Side of Vikings here with this defensive setup. 1 in market, 1 in the back alley. Nano Swarm's thrown down.
Nice banget,
Sonic tries to get himself over towards the switch, but he'll get shot out of the air. And this is looking like X10 are going to be within touching distance of taking us to that OT. 4 versus 2. No ults to speak of here for the side of Vikings, other than that From the Shadows, which isn't going to net them too much. They know exactly where everybody from the side of X10 is going to be playing here.
Well, we've already seen it once from the Vikings in these odd man situations on the retakes on B, where they got it done. Let's see if they can do it again. 2 coming from alley. Not a lot they could really do. Curveball, hot hands. That's about all you got for utility.
Taking some guns out of the hands of X10 would still be, nice for them, but even then, X10, they have the momentum here on their side. Good shot goes through. He managed to go for 2. Cruz and Potty both going to be eliminated. The Nebula coming up and trying to make their way into B main. Scary does manage to find the shot. He follows up for the second one. 12-11, 1 more to go. X10 are looking to take us into overtime.
To scrape a couple guns out of the hands of X10 is pretty important there, but at the end of the day, I guess we're going to find out.
Everybody's all in on this round.
Yeah, that's true. Everybody's all in. Never mind. I guess it's not that important. But you get a couple kills. That's something to be thankful for, I suppose. Here we go.
So you try not to be too bothered by it, by the position that they're in. Sadak moving over to the Odin. Full buys ready to go. As close as they can get. Killjoy utility set up here for Sadak at the B site. Just waiting to spray through. No one is playing anywhere close to B lobby right now. Or into B main rather. On the side of X10, they're playing very far back.
Don't want to make any mistakes, that's for sure.
Yep.
Guiding light, just to check in the mid. Nothing gonna be found off of that one. Astra, let's see what she wants to do. Putting a star down over in Pizza.
Just cutting
Waiting
off that
Falcon to
mid.
dismiss. Yeah, dismissed a couple other stars in the process.
Now starting to really clump together in mid. It's been the location of many a showdown so far here in this map. But Vikings, they have to play respectfully. They have to play back. They do not want to risk getting it picked off. Wall comes up to cut off that defender's access over towards Market, and the door will get broken down. Odin Spray coming in, looking for some hits. Potty taking quite a bit of damage. Will be able to top himself back up. As FRC plays around the corner. He gets taken out. Fox finds him. That's going to be GTN now eliminated. Just like that. V3. X10. Can they make it happen? Hunter's Fury to try and delay. Will stop the spike from getting planted. They need to buy some. They're starting to plant now. Still with 8 seconds left on the clock. They have it, but can they hold it? The 4v3 with OT on the line. Sentry goes up. Sonic gets spotted. They get him through the wall. Out from hell.
Flanker satu Nan, ada lu Nan di belakang Nan.
Manages to find one, but it's still going to be a one-man advantage now to the side of X10. They drop down. Scary gets the shot. He's looking for the
Nan.
He shuts him down, and here we go. 12 overtime to settle this map.
It's overtime, baby. What a lurk by Potty Pond. He goes all the way through Pizza into defender spawn and then comes up the ramp to get that final one. That was a little bit risky, but this by FRZ. Good job by Fox to check that corner off the back of that guiding light. He knows that his opponent, if he's going to be there, is turned. Good follow-up with the Hunter's Fury, finds one, but Scary doing a fantastic job working on the bomb site, buying a lot of time, getting Potty Pond there. Oh my word, they are fired up.
Wah, you ngebet jadi. Gak jadi hilang guys, 5 dolar gua. Let's go.
Pretty cleanly, as clean as it can get, given how down and dirty this series has been so far. They will have to fight through overtime, tooth and nail now. 5K to either side. No one going to be going for the glass cannon. It's just way too risky. So we'll just be rifles, armory, and utility across the board here. These Vikings are the first on the attack.
Yeah, with Potty Pond not on that jet, and I haven't seen the operator come out from him. Now he's trying to watch the angle there. Just able to get back.
Thought about going for the wall. Thinks better of it. Wants to hold on to that in case it comes in handy later on.
Kayaknya sama deh.
Sights on 2 members. Who've now since rotated out, making their way through.
Gua nggak bakal ngajarin kalian cara beta anjing.
Gelato in top mid.
Cari sendiri Google.
Spike's still going to be dropped here for the moment. As they weigh their options. Seems like a hit onto A main is going to be the decision made by the Vikings. All of this Killjoy utility is stacked up over a tree. It's not going to find too much value at all here. Shock darts coming through the drone as well to look to scout. Dark cover, cutting off that vision of the door. Nade comes flying. Scary just going to be spraying away, looking to get some kills, get any kind of hits in that he possibly can. Doesn't find too much. Nanoswarm will take a little bit of HP off of FRZ, but for the moment he is going to be okay.
Gimana retake-nya bangsat, 5 orang di side.
It's going to be a much scarier position for him to be in here. Next 10, can they pull off this retake?
Anjing, naik banget flashnya.
Wah.
The first one to fall.
Wah, gila.
Through 2 more members join him in the grave.
Nah itu, Jor,
both
gua
eliminated now.
sih,
All
gua
on
lebih suka lo
Scary.
pakai
To try to drag
speed
back
daripada
this first round here in
ini.
overtime. FRC going to be
Daripada
eliminated.
Rena
Scary is
ini.
gone. There is the cleanup. Vikings, they play it slow.
Rena
They make
masih
it
bisa
look
di-dodge
easy
kalau
at the
finish
end
udah
of that
ini.
first round. Now 13 to 12. 1 more to go.
Oh anjing.
The Vikings are so good on retakes. They're so good on callouts. You can see this flash from FRZ hits 3 members of X10, and they just mow them down. Look at that. Everybody's tunneled in on it. So take us holding the line. Fantastic work by them. I just love their communication, their ability to react to each other, to play off each other. So well done by the Vikings.
Yeah, smiles abound. They're feeling good after that round. See if we can keep this OT going a little bit deeper, tumble down the rabbit hole, or if Vikings can close it out 14-12. Okay, similar idea here, a little bit faster on the jump to move their way over to A.
Anjing udah bekerja keras segini kalau kalah 14-12 bugil anjing ini extend.
Now as GTN rotates his way over to heaven.
There's one nano swarm here for Sadak.
Line hits drone, gonna be coming out. It's close. Don't try to push. Keep their way through the nebula, but they're worried about reinforcements. This one out a little bit more patiently.
Ada di sensornya Arab.
Trailblazer. Shut that door. It's already been destroyed, actually. Now they have to play that angle, make sure that nobody can press through. Still going to be 5v5, no one really taking any significant damage either. As I say that, FRC goes in for the huge entry, shuts down Fox, Crew's going to fall. It's going to be a 3-4, it all comes down to Potty, and he is gone. They have done it in overtime, 2 straight Vikings will take a set, and they will take this series.
Oh, be still my heart. What a match. What a game, what a map. My word, X10 giving it, coming back when they were down to win, what was that, 3 in a row? To bring it to overtime?
I mean,
my word. Oh, okay, I gotta talk about that last round there, the retake, the difference between what the Vikings do and X10 does. X10 there, just kind of blindly rushing in. They get caught by a flash, get shut down. The Vikings there, smoke off main and come in from the crossfires at perfect time, use their utility well to open the door for themselves. But the big part of that is they smoke off Pottypon at main. He has to use a wall to try to get up, but at that point it's too late. Everybody on the side is already dead. You can see the hot hands lands right on top of Sushi's. And then they just start swarming through, one at a time. They're checking their angles, hitting their shots.
Hilang cok 70.000-an.
It's very nicely done here by the Vikings in the end, but maybe not as clean as several people had anticipated for a squad that has been touted as a potential top 3 finisher here at Reykjavík. But one thing is certain, X10 have exceeded our expectations. A lot of people have them in the bottom 2, but they put on one hell of a show here. They gave us our first overtime of the tournament so far. Granted, it's only day 2. I'm sure we're going to have plenty more throughout the duration of this. But they did put up one hell of a fight. They put on one hell of a show. Pottypon as well, making himself very well known now to a Western audience, to a global audience for that matter. But yeah, this is a team, like Crazy Raccoon, that you cannot underestimate. You cannot come into a series against these squads and say, oh yeah, we should have them. Like Thailand's not a big region, Japan's not a big region, and so on and so forth. We should be able to take this easily.
Pagi kita, guys.
You have that complacency. That's when you can get caught off guard. That's when they can, surprise you. Suddenly, you're in an overtime. You're playing for your lives to stay in that upper bracket. Vikings do get it done though.
Tapi tim Liquid udah pasti menang sih. Lawan tim
through these crazy
gak jelas
round
itu
streaks that we saw from the
itu
side of
no debat, coy.
But they are the victors at the end of this. They keep their heads above the water.
I think what I really love to see is that we have some of these
kasian gak sih udah
really
bercoba
well.
segitu susah.
Show, the support from Riot with the VCT across many different regions, how much there is to play for, how well structured these tournaments are, the foundation these teams have to build themselves from, even going back to last year with a lot of different regions, having their own leagues being sprouted up across the globe. And now you're seeing the results of that these major titans are being challenged. And it's wonderful.
Pagi jam 4 anjir, pasti. Ini aja belum mulai Liquid. Masih banyak ngomong.
I mean, I wasn't sure what to expect when we first got the schedule. I was like, oh, X10 versus Vikings, that might be a little one-sided. I'm glad that I was very incorrect in my initial, breakdown of the series, because they put up one hell of a fight. Unfortunately for X10, this also means that they do suffer a second loss now on Ascent ever. So that is going to put the record at 19-2 and 15-2 here in 2021. But still a wonderful performance from them. And, a lot of people are going to have to start rethinking those lower brackets and trying to assess just how deep X10 is going to be able to go in this tournament, because they show that they have the talent, they have the frag ability to pull it off. But guys, that's going to do it for us here on the cast. We're going to have the analyst break.
Kenapa skor X10 dikurangin 1? Enggak ada yang dikurangin kok. Mana yang dikurangin? Lihat DM ada kirim X10 entry. Lu DM di mana? Tim gak jelas apaan, Jor? V1 lumayan sih. Ya tapi lawannya Liquid. Oh ya lagu copyright anjing. Oh, bentar ya kalau Discord ya.
Go Liquid.
Liquid udah pasti menang sih anjing. Ini entry-nya dia, guys.
What am I watching? What the fuck? What the fuck is this?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back.
I like this team. Who's this team? Is it Vikings or is that X10? X10 is winning. I've decided that X10 is winning. I love them already. They won my heart. X10 is what I'm all X10. All in.
Goblok banget anjing.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. Day 2 of Valorant Masters.
Aduh. Nan. Lihat link yang gua kirim deh.
Jangan sih ini.
Entry-nya.
Jangan, gue kan nonton dari pertama.
Aduh, goblok banget anjing. Aduh. Gua enggak. Aduh, tolol banget anjing. Itu best entry anjir. Kita daftar VCT stage 3 kan?
Nggak tahu.
Ayolah. Ntar, lanjut lagi. Kita masih ada $5 lagi untuk dibuang, guys. Kok gue kesit aja dia anjing. Hilang yang tadi. Sharks jago kan? Sharks kan?
Pokoknya semua dari Brasil jagoan.
Favelas anjing.
Cuma kemarin pas lawan Viking dibantai.
Jor, menurut tuh Sentinel lawan Fnatic menang mana? Sebenarnya menurut gua Sentinel sih harusnya sih. Walaupun Fnatic jago. Cuman gua rasa lebih ke Sentinel sih. Lebih pede Sentinel sih.
And honestly, I think one of the things that I really loved about how VK has played that was they knew that's what they wanted to do from the beginning. And you even think back to the beginning of the second half where they first dialed up that aggression across the middle, and X10 handled it great, right? Like they handled it perfectly. They walled off the aggression coming in from middle towards tiles, and they were able to weather that storm. But even with that happening, Vikings never changed their plan, right? Like it was either going to be the middle of the map or it was going to be through a lobby. They even pushed in through to B a couple of times, but their plan was that, right? They knew what they wanted to do. They were going to try to
masalah
punch in the
teknis,
face repeatedly,
itu.
and they never deviated from that.
Well, you know, a good response to getting punched in the face is putting up a wall. And it was actually kind of surprising that, you know, Patapan went over to Sage. We got a few really wild plays out of him, Tom, for sure, because and it was something that we just didn't expect, especially after considering the bombastic performance that he had on Jet, which is his, you know, kind of trademark agent on Icebox.
Yeah, I think the coolest thing as well is like the first one, Paper Thin highlights, it's like, oh yeah, he's using his wall, he's got this retake, he's blocked it off, and then for the next 6 rounds, he just like boosted himself over mid, jumped over and was just doing parkour. It's like he started off with like, look, I'm gonna use this as a clever retake strategy, and turned it into, I'm gonna be the most aggressive player on the server, even though I'm playing Sage and I'm meant to be sort of using my res to bring people back. It was a cool dynamic for him, and yeah, he's someone to watch for the future, no doubt, even just going
Gen Xen tadi hampir susah banget anjir.
Is due to Vikings Potter for
mereka tadi tuh udah bener sebenarnya, nggak ada duelist buat defending, oke. Cuma mereka nggak dapat round yang mereka nggak cukup gitu round yang mereka dapetin, nggak cukup. Banyak banget blunder nih. Kalau mereka mainnya rapi pas defender itu, kalau Patipan nggak kayak monyet kayak orang gila tuh muter-muter di mid, menang itu sebenarnya. Terasa main unrated dia anjing.
So you see the KJ ult coming through for the B site, but the one thing is Vikings, they know that the stack will happen towards the B site. They know X10 are going to want to try to break this KJ ult, so that's why you see the Odin on Sadhack's back. And also Vikings, this was a fast mid play off the back of that. So the reads were coming through for both squads. The reads were there, but just a small spiciness towards the end there for Vikings to just turn that aggression around and bust through those doors and market and make it into B site. Really caught Fox's off guard as he started to try to drone and start his spam shenanigans.
Let's go Liquid.
Valorant ya? Belum mulai ya?
Belum.
Yang TP gue bikin lucu banget itu tadi.
Pak Bogis.
Let's actually hand it over to my main man Dash, all the way in Reykjavík, Iceland, for our Verizon post-match interview with Saucy.
Tadi gimana X10?
Kalah anjir.
Kalau menurut gue bukan karena bego sih, tapi memang mental aja.
Mental bisa.
Defendingnya sih Rap.
Lu kira ngajak dekan main lan kayak gitu deg-degan bangsat.
Most Europeans team have, to be honest. So it's really hard for us, but we managed to get a win. That's fine.
All right, well, actually, I'm going to jump right into a meta question then, since you brought it up, because there's been a lot of conversation. Every region does have a different approach, and analysts have been trying to predict which region's meta is going to be the one to kind of dominate, and whether or not teams start to adapt to that. Do you think it's going to be best for teams to stick to what they did in their own region, or try and slowly morph into what is considered the best?
Yeah, okay, that's a good question, because the first 3 days...
Sentinel jam 4 sih mulainya sih, pasti sih, nggak mungkin jam 3 anjir. Nggak keburu.
Apa? Sentinel?
Nggak keburu jam 3. Ini aja mulai jam 1. Belum kalau map 3.
Nggak mungkin map 3.
Iya sih, Liquid pasti Iya, Liquid pasti ngebantai 2 sih.
Tapi tim jagoannya Stroud ini hanya version 1 aja.
has never played Sage
Version
on
1.
that map before. He's most notably a Jet player, and yet they pulled it out. So when you saw that coming out of Agent Select, how did that change your plan and your approach to that map too?
I mean, he is the best player from extent. I was like, okay, it's good for us. Maybe I don't know. Like he's not like player original, right? So we thought that was fine.
Tadi mereka aimnya sakit tapi stratnya jelek ya?
Iya.
But then
Defendingnya trash.
we managed to get a lot of rounds.
Hah?
But then they start to play really slow. We got it.
Nggak ada jet, nggak ada jet.
Sifat-sifatnya mainnya terlalu ini, terlalu agresif. Dia nganggap kayak gitu. Gak tau sih kenapa dia mainnya kayak gitu, gue juga heran.
Lari-lari kayak badut anjing pas defendingnya mereka badutnya di defending.
Iya, kalau maksud gue kayak tadi dia ke mid nge-push, gue bilang kayak ngapain anjir?
Maksudnya gimana?
Dia pakai Sage,
Oke.
terus nge-push ke mid, bikin wall gaming. Nge-push udah langsung, gue bilang, buset ngapain ini orang? Kalah langsung dibantai. Dibantai semuanya, flawless.
Oh, sorry, sorry. It's a little bit, but like if Sessions has like the capacity of like adapting to their playstyle, they win because of
Shazam di tim apa sih?
like
Shazam.
I think they win.
Ganti, TTSM deh.
Ntar gua cek.
Congratulations on the slow victory today. From here, we're heading to a break, and then we get our first NA versus EU clash. It's TL versus version 1.
Ini map 2 kan berarti?
Iya, Shazam Sentinel.
Ini map 1 berarti. Map 1 dong. Kan baru
Ini
mulai.
map 1 baru mulai.
Apa tuh?
Liquid lawan
Version
ini kan?
1.
Version 1.
Let's go Liquid.
Liquid siapa sih yang pernah gue lupa?
Scream.
Scream doang. Gue juga kenal cuma Scream.
Gue cuma tahu Scream aja.
Tapi jago.
Jago banget Liquid Scream.
Anak CS ya. Liquid Scream.
Tapi pas zaman-zamannya CS belakangan ini dia udah nggak main lagi, udah retire tadinya. Udah nggak laku.
Ini anak-anak CS yang keras kepala ya. Jangan mau pindah. Ngelihat ini turnamen yang nonton 80.000, pucet bangsat. CS mati anjing.
CS nonton masih ratusan ribu, woy.
Kalau di luar masih Grand CS.
Masih ratusan ribu.
Masih Asia maksudnya.
Oh, kalau Asia iya.
Oh iya.
Asia hancur anjing, hancur lebur mati. Dikubur, tenggelamin kalau
kalian streaming?
Gue streaming.
Ya, gue si ini doang. Frudi. Jordi dari gue Frudi mulu.
Sama Jumpy juga terkenal sih, dia baru gara-gara skandal kena ban di CS main Valorant. Liquid. Nggak tahu nih.
Sayang banget si Natra ya, kemarin gue pengen banget kita menonton dia doang anjing.
Jor Pativan kebanyakan mistake tadi. Defendingnya dia nggak jelas anjing, dia ngikutin Grim banget, loncat-loncat, Sage loncat-loncat anjir. Ya gitu lah.
Ini tim-tim saya juga yakin pasti semua mimpinya cuma pengen ketemu Sentinels anjing.
Nggak
cuma
perlu
pengen
menang
lawan
mereka.
PES.
Mereka nggak perlu menang anjing.
Yakin gua.
Nggak mau mereka menang.
Sentinel tuh awalnya maksud gua kok bisa kebentuk gimana sih?
Itu gua nggak tahu tuh. Kalau nggak salah emang dari dulu deh itu kayak si Natra dulu bareng sama siapa gitu gue lupa.
Tensnya sendiri kan solo ya?
Kalau Tens mah dari
Cloud9.
Dari Cloud9 terus dia dari Cloud9 terus dia pensi. Bilangnya pensi. Dia mau jadi jadi full time streamer. Taunya si Natra kena ini kan kena yang kasus itu. Langsung ditarik langsung si Tens. Gede pasti gaji gue pasti gede banget
anjing. Gede banget anjing itu bayarannya. Yang ngebuat dia mau kita apa sih stop live stream terus keluar dari Cloud9. Pasti gede tawarannya dari situ. Setahu gua dari Cloud9 dia di loan kan? Atau tapi kan gara-gara kondisinya di Valorant tuh nggak boleh di VCT nggak boleh hitungannya nggak boleh di 2 tim, ya udah hitungannya di terminate dulu. Sementara setahu gue sementara.
Itu bocah ajaib anjing.
Ya itu makanya banyak yang bilang ini apa sih di bandnya Sinatra terus digantian sama Tens bener-bener curang anjing. Jadi kayak ya sama aja gitu. Sama-sama bocah ajaib.
Sinatra emang gila ya?
Gila banget Sinatra.
Sinatra gila.
Semua orang mimpi-mimpi lawan dia soalnya Sinatra.
Gilanya kenapa sih? Sofanya doang kan?
Aimnya sakit.
Dia gak sih?
Ultinya dia itu pokoknya semua orang pakai caranya ulti sofa itu pasti pakai caranya dia nih.
Kayak gimana?
Ya kayak kalau di Heaven di ping dulu sama dia, di ping sini langsung di ulti sama dia. Tet kena 1, kena 2, kena 3 bangsat.
Kirim, Soulcast, JMP, Cryptix, Link. Oke.
Gue cuma tau Scream doang.
Gue cuma tau Scream sama Jampi ya.
Emang siapa nih menurut lo?
Gue sih Liquid kayak.
Harusnya Liquid.
Gue masih inget gue nonton kayak gini dulu, nonton Fortnite ngentot, seru banget. Sekarang Valorant anjing.
Tapi kalau nonton Battle Royale seru sih.
Parah.
Berarti Liquid itu kalau di Valorant Eropa ya?
Yeah, and Tom, I think to piggyback off of that, yeah, we can talk about the players and how they're going to perform, which is obviously
Sinatra,
a key part of what's going on here.
Dua-dua jago anjing, sumpah. Wes dua-dua jago coy.
Downplay the impact that Sliggy has had on this team's run, especially in stage 2.
Apa Sinatra sama Ten?
Iya, dua-dua jago anjir.
Sama-sama jago itu apple to apple aja, makanya banyak yang bilang curang dulu di banyak yang bilang kayak hoki banget Sentinel bisa ngambil Ten. Kan banyak yang bilang gara-gara di bandnya, gara-gara di kicknya Sinatra bakal hancur anjing dibilang. Tim Sentinel kan gantiin ya tenis bagus.
Tapi Sentinel worth it gak ya bayar tens segitu banyak?
Worth it banget. Bangsat jawaban pertanyaan lo anjing.
I think it's important to note version 1 has had a chance to play on that stage.
Tapi kalau nggak ada prestasi nggak worth it. Atau kalau si Tens yang naik di sosmed nggak worth it.
Masalahnya Tens juga gila-gilaan di sosmed kan.
Sama ceweknya kan, boom, parah.
Iya, naik gila. Iya, kalau di CS Liquid
main game dulu.
Gila. Duitnya
masih bocah lagi anjing.
Ninja nggak main Valorant ya?
Main streaming tapi
dia main ini
Vanity hiding and ratting his way into his own smokes.
Untung gue masuk Valorant dari awal anjing.
Running it down full send with the frenzy. That is his style. That is the strength of version.
Padahal Tens di CS dihujat anjing, gak guna di CS dia. Tens
kan makanya banyak yang bilang gini, banyak yang bilang orang-orang yang pindah Valorant itu orang-orang yang gak jago di CS.
Iya, buangan CS.
Banyak yang bilang gitu.
Version 1, there are two things that come to mind, right? The first one is
the
narrative going into this tournament for this team is the sub, right? How are they going to do with jammies without Whippy, and what's that going to look like? You got to remember, folks, they've been here before, right? Leading into stage 2 of Challengers, they did the same thing with player 1 and Whippy joining the fold, and well, they're here, so they did something right. And I think the other thing that bodes well for version 1 is their ability to quickly adapt to strongest metas, right?
Olof aja katanya mau pindah Valorant.
Who exploited that in North America?
Olof Meister tau, Meister.
Version 1. And then think about the pivot to Viper and Astra and how they became so powerful in the way the game is played right now. It wasn't just that they adopted it, but they were the ones who actually innovated, right? They pushed the envelope a little bit And they brought different ways to think about the game with those two agents. So there's a whole lot that, like, yes, they did not look good yesterday against Crazy Raccoon, right? Let's not sugarcoat things at all. They didn't. They walked away with the win, but it was ugly. That said, I think there's a whole lot more that we're going to see from version 1 today. Is it going to be enough against Liquid? That's the question.
Very true. Well, for those of you guys at home, make sure you follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Valorant Esports for the latest news, highlights, memes, most importantly, the chance to participate in our daily predictions. And the fans, you know, you guys are going to vote in favor of who you think is going to walk away with the victory. But now I'm going to ask my analysts who they think are going to win this one. Let's go first to Potter. Potter, your thoughts?
I gotta go with Liquid here. I think that Scream Yumpy duo is way too strong, but I'm gonna say, you know, Teddy looked damn good yesterday. So I don't know. I'm still hopeful, but I gotta go with Liquid.
Doug, what about you?
Orang pilih apa?
Penny's a big condition here, but if I'm honest, I believe in the Galaxy brain of Sliggy just a bit more. I'm also leaning Team Liquid. It'll be close. I think we go the distance, but Liquid walks away with the win.
Tom Biz, I know where you're going, Papi, pero tell me anyway.
Gue bilang jauh sih skornya sih.
I've got my Liquid blue shirt on ready for today. It was an easy prediction. Obviously, I'm no traitor to my region, so it's EU all the way. Liquid, they got this. Not even worried.
I really very much appreciate you just sticking with your guns. It is going to be an incredible matchup, undoubtedly, as we wait for our match to begin here. The players are going to be making their way to the stage. And once they do, we'll be sure to throw it over to Reykjavík, Iceland, where the battle is about to begin. Since we have a little bit of time,
udah jarang banget orang-orang pick Reyna sih.
Iya, memang Reyna itu nggak guna buat tim sebenarnya.
Emang nggak guna.
Sebenarnya.
Makanya gue pengen banget lu pakai, kalau lu nggak pakai Rush, lu pakai Phoenix anjing.
Jet.
Nah kalau lu bisa Phoenix, enggak kalau di tim kita bisa Phoenix terus jago udah anjing.
Kalau kata Riot Games gue orangnya Phoenix banget. Anjing.
Gila anjing kok.
Hah?
Kan gue player Phoenix juga.
Tapi lu kan nggak mau entry.
Lu mau gue belajar Phoenix?
Kalau Phoenix itu dia harus mau kayak tag maju tag langsung flashin tag.
Link, Cryptics, and Soulcast as well, moving over to that sky, become much more integral parts.
Yeah, well, folks, the time for talk is over. The moment we have all been waiting for.
Dia nggak bisa ditelepon orang yang nggak di sama dia
Version 1 takes on the juggernauts of Team Liquid. It's going to be a good one, and who better to guide you through the action than Pansy and Hypot? Take it away.
Ayo, dimulai yuk.
Okay, the desk has come to their senses. I can't believe it. I asked Potter earlier, I'm like, come on, you're going for Liquid, surely. No, I would never. Pulls it out when it really does matter. And well, look, this does lend to the narrative we attached to version 1. They come into this, yes, as NA's representatives, but an unlikely representative, someone who adapted to the Metas, who pushed themselves further than many expected. And again, they struggled another setback. They had to bring in another stand-in with them to make it, and still they made it out of that first game. Now they face Liquid. And I don't think any of us
bagusan PUBG.
say on the favorites here. But version 1, they've proven before that they can go against the odds.
Version 1 impressed me yesterday. I think a lot of the initial concerns talking about
CS juga mirip-mirip kayak gini anjir.
Lebih bagus CS malah
scary towards the end of both maps. Actually, but I think it's more of a positive for V1 that they were able to stabilize under pressure and close out the series 2-0 on top of that. I think Jammy's really stepped up to the plate in two pivotal roles on the map.
Tapi banyak teknikal anjir, lu lihat gak sih?
No, I'm very much with you. Now, I think this will be quite telling as well, because then we can see how we actually rate Crazy Raccoons in that regard, because a lot of...
Aduh, buffer gue.
Oh, bisa.
Aduh, buffer gue.
Kind of securing the
rounds that
kind of created the space they needed, but...
Setengah jam lagi anjir.
We now need to shift attention
Masih
to
Liquid.
Now, I think the big thing is
Berarti
something
Sentinel
that
jam
is fair
4
to
ya?
say, if you've watched Europe,
pasti sih jam 4 sih.
Honestly, it's been impeccable. It's been great seeing it all come together. Those crazy changes of bringing in Yampy at a time like they did, it was a risky move. A ticket to some of the events to go for deeper runs. It was a very risky move at the time, but we all saw it as a necessity. And it finally paid off, I think.
Yeah, I think so. And one of the things I'm most excited to see today, especially performance-wise, yesterday from version 1, Penny versus Yampi, Zelsis versus Scream. I think it leans heavily on version 1 if they want to take the match in that direction. And if Liquid want to try and, take down fire with fire, it'll be interesting to see how Liquid deal with that. 'Cause I think if we look back at examples like BBL, there was a definite adjustment period where, a lot of people were saying, that's starting to look a little bit like old Liquid.
Lo nonton awal-awal aja dah, round 4, round 5 gitu dah.
You've been there with me, right? The highs and lows of Liquid, the lows were low.
PKS extend kan?
Really, that's going to be an interesting dynamic today with those key players that I'm looking towards.
And of course, as soon as the game is ready, as the players get themselves out on stage, we'll be jumping right to it. But we have to also talk about the potential map veto.
Sentinel kalah gimana ya?
I'm glad the devs brought it up.
Gua nggak ngerti anjing kalau Sentinel kalah.
Nggak akan sih. Kalau kata gue nggak akan.
I mean, the man is, the mad.
Mereka udah kayak itu another level gitu.
Almost very much a theory craft person and highly involved.
Dengan itu blundernya 100 Thief, terus ini TSM, itu udah bikin mereka hoki banget sebenarnya.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean,
maksudnya mereka nggak masuk ke sini ya?
It's a similar discussion to yesterday. When we were talking about specific win conditions. I think again you could come back.
Jadi tim-tim gede kayak gitu kagak lolos sih.
Also, the big benefit being version 1 played yesterday, right? All
of lawan tim Asia kelar anjir.
And getting here and getting that first live game out of the way under their belt.
Nah, ditanya kenapa nggak live nah?
I can say actually with the history the Liquids had,
it's
a big concern.
Extendnya 3-1 tapi.
Yeah, I think there are.
Iya, di awal
mereka menang, Pistoron bagus banget.
Tiba-tiba langsung terus overconfident gitu loh, suka nge-push.
Dari mana mereka?
I think I do get a little
lihat si
Patipan.
Bukan dari mana?
Because
Thailand.
I think technically, if you look at it, yes, of course you could talk about the region's expectations. NA is very vocal. Look, North American fans, they are loud. When they win, they support their team. They are, they will
ini
challenge anyone happily.
SMG nggak sih?
Yeah, SMG.
That's a lot of loud voices that could potentially be judging your ability here. And for version 1, that's gonna be a lot of additional pressure.
Dibantai-bantai sama
they come in as that plucky underdog.
PRX tapi hampir menang sih, PRX sih.
Had to,
ngapain
deal with the huge amount of strength maybe your Sentinels might, or your Fnatic might, or your Liquid might. Maybe not as expected to be that tier 1 team. So I do look.
Gue kayak emosi, $5 gue hilang gara-gara si Sage anjing gitu.
Looking a little shaky, potentially, if things go astray.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And again, we talk about kind of the emotional journey that Liquid have been on. It always comes back to those kind of, I hate to use it, the choke moments, right? When absolutely everything's on the line and
bukan SMG kemarin
for them to dig deep and deliver, and it's not happened, unfortunately. There have been too many times where we've been kind of left wanting more of Liquid. So this is really telling in that regard.
Well, I've got word that because maybe the copium supplies were running short on the analyst desk for NA, they're going to have to wheel out Veli or some of the other analysts to maybe give you guys
the predictions broke it.
Their thoughts. Exactly. We're going to have a little bit of a deep dive as to what the analysts and other casters may have predicted when it comes to at least the best region. So guys, let's check it out.
Why is EU the best? Have you heard of IGLs? Because I know NA hasn't.
I think it's hilarious that Mitchman is trying to talk crap about NA. You wouldn't even say that stuff to them on land, dude. They're jacked, of course, being from Korea. We've got a pretty good esports tradition going on here, so yeah, I feel pretty confident about Newturn, not gonna lie.
Europe is the best region because we're tactically, strategically superior.
If you're asking me the reason why I think EMEA is the best region, I think it would take me a lot less time to just tell you the reasons why EMEA is not the best region.
Masih.
Yeah, no, that's it.
There's a lot of talk about which region is the absolute best. And I'm going to be completely honest.
Ini Sage ngapain ya, Nan?
Nge-push.
Pengen culik. Early
Why
frag.
is Fnatic going to take Masters? I mean, can we just name all 5 players?
Lu bayangin kalau tim Bae masuk stage kayak gini anjir. Stage 3 lah ya. Yuk.
Gila sih. Gua nggak tahu. Terus Bae ini apa? Terus YB ada pilihan antara ini antara ikut stage ini atau nggak manggung di US.
manggung lah ngentot. Ya Ryzen aja sono main anjing.
Anjing kita udah lolos ke Iceland anjing, udah melawan itu Wardel anjing.
Terus Arab
anjing manggung lah ngentot.
Manggung anjing.
Setan turnamen anjing.
That's right. Europe is coming to you.
Alvin, mana dia?
Alright, so you are
Lagi nge-shock dart dia sabar.
at the analyst
Offline
desk
terbesar
as
sekarang
we
setelah
continue
corona ini.
to break down this matchup. The hype can certainly be felt, not just here in the studio where I am in Los Angeles, but I would even go as far as say all across the
Lama
world.
banget anjing gak
As
mulai.
everyone is heavily anticipating this game. Of course, I do want to give a massive shout out to some of our co-streamers that are live right now. Shroud is kicking it as always. You got Ludwig out there, my boy Myth, whose birthday was yesterday, so happy birthday to you, my friend. Average Jonas,
Kalau Indo kan
probably one of the
e-sportnya dibarengin sama sosmed kan.
and so
Makanya
much
susah
more.
gedenya.
Big thank you
Susah
to you
jagonya
guys
bener kan
for
Nan?
supporting the community the way
IG
that
e-sportnya aja
you
nggak ada
do.
Dirga.
We are still waiting
seriusan next time nggak ada?
the players
Fokus,
to
mereka tuh
take the
fokus
stage,
latihan
and I
terus
want to
ada
address the
coachnya
elephant in
sama
the
ada
room. Okay, that video.
analis
Tom, why are
dan
you
yang
so
paling parah ada
aggressive?
psikolognya.
On a scale of 1 to 10,
Seriusan rap ada psikolog anjing.
how
Ada
aggressive do you
dulu
think
orang
you
di
are right
Morp
now?
aja
Because
udah
I'm
lagi mau ada
feeling it.
psikolog.
I'm in Kanahalan all the way away from you.
Serius,
So
penting anjir.
what's your deal, Tom?
Mental.
Penting anjir psikolog jadi buat kayak kalau misalnya kayak gitu kan suntuk kan rutinitas lu kan.
Oh, so that's when you take
This
it
is
up.
my top gear. Like, yeah, we haven't even got close yet. Like, I've got plenty more gears to go when it comes to my toxicity. But yeah, you know, I've got to support my region. Like, not all of us can just like bow out and predict other regions. That would be awful.
Stage 3 gue daftarin ya VCT ya.
Kapan?
Paling bulan depan so gue dah.
Their nation, which by the
Satu
way,
nih,
just so
satu
everyone
sini.
knows, North America not a nation. We are just a continent. We're just like at the side of the
Anjing lu main VCT views tuh 15-20 ribu kali rap anjing.
a traitor to your countrymen, apparently.
Listen, Vans, I love Vans, but sometimes he comes up with cold takes like this. And look, before I get like denounced as a citizen, I want to be perfectly clear about
Boom kalama full sense.
I've never
teman.
wanted to be more wrong in my life, right? Like, we are Zelsis, the cat ears. I get it. I've got it. I want it, right? But there's a whole lot to Liquid. That said, if it does go in way of V1, not shocked at all, right? Like, they have the bones to make the adaptations. They have the pedigree to make it happen.
Yeah.
You've got to think of the background that they have. You got to think about the fact that Jamie's has played with some of
sampai
these
13.
players before.
Siapa
This
yang
is
13 duluan
not
yang
a sub that has
terus
no
satu map
chemistry, that has no experience with these
terus ada
guys.
map
They have history there,
BO3
so the
BO3 tuh
pieces are
3 map
there.
jadi yang
That's
menang
why
2 duluan yang
I'm
menang.
honestly so torn, right? Like, this is the kind of decision that you
Ini
stay
65.
up at night, not knowing what
Iya
to pick,
cuma
not
sampai
knowing where to
13
go.
siapa yang
Yeah, you know,
Be-
the
be-
pieces
beda.
are there, Doug,
Beda,
but
beda.
I gotta say, I just feel for
Enggak,
Vanity.
bukan.
I really do. As an in-game leader myself,
Yang
I know
komen
how
tuh yang komen tuh
challenging it
battle
can be to
royale ini
put
tuh
the
strategi.
pieces in the right places, especially on such
Nama
on
bejor,
such
iya kan
short
gue nggak
notice.
bisa suruh mereka
You know,
cepetan
it's
ya
right
anjir.
that
Lo kira
being
gue
able to call
apaan?
audibles, being able to adjust on the fly is
Oh, lama banget
absolutely a
karena
strength that
ini
version would
65
have, but the
dari
issue
susul
is
lagi harusnya dia
performing
bisa
at your
75 jadi
best and at the
66
same time
gitu.
filling the gaps
Sampai
as
13
an
duluan.
in-game leader.
12
It can be
nambah
quite
round.
the challenge, and for me, I saw a little bit of that in Vanity yesterday in his
13
performance. So
13 nambah
I'm
round
just
lagi
hopeful that
gitu.
for this match in this series
Berarti
right
harus
here,
sampai
he can
13
have a
duluan.
little bit more of that
Iya, siapa yang 13
YOLO
duluan.
style that again I
Oh, dia ada
mentioned in
waktunya.
Challengers
Jadi
1
kalian
he
kerjain
had,
waktu.
and it's
Enggak.
it made such a
Setiap
huge
satu round
difference
tuh
for this
waktunya
entire
1
Virtual squad.
menit
Okay,
40
we're gonna
second
try
tadi.
a
Berarti dalam 1 menit itu harus bisa nge-kill 13 duluan menang kan?
Bukan killnya. Kan 5 lawan 5.
So, you know, we were hearing
Ada
a
sistemnya
lot of, you know, great
attacker sama
analytical
defender.
points coming out from
Gitu.
Potter,
Siapa yang
as
kalau yang
well as
defender
Doug. But I do feel like,
ngedefend
and there's
supaya
been no
nggak
bias,
di-plan
very clear,
dan
right?
supaya nggak
Very
mati
clear, no
semua
bias. But on the other side,
sama attackernya. Kalau
all the
attackernya
way
di-plan,
Matiin semua baru hitung 1 gitu.
ya baru hitung 1 round.
Lama banget.
Ya itu baru hitung 1
He's been
round.
so biased this entire time. So I'm gonna flip the script on
Duh,
you,
gua cemburu,
Tom, and I
bangsa.
want to ask you right now, why do you think version 1 could potentially pull off a win? You gotta answer. Like, really look at the team and what they could.
You know what's brilliant
Aku
about
jealous.
this? I actually expected this.
You
So
did.
my answer is that their great British coach, Imi,
Kita bisa lihat, mereka kan nggak bisa lihat. Kita kan
You can't just keep being biased. I can't keep doing this. Talk about the players. Forget, well, you can't forget the coach, but fine, go on. I'll listen.
Tapi seharusnya kalau misalnya ya itu bukan cuma membunuh orang-orangnya, tapi
nama tempatnya.
iya bukan cuma membunuh satu ini yang masang bomnya gimana tuh udah masang bom nahan
Kayaknya kayak
udah bom meledak CS
iya kayak CM bukan CS Call of Duty kayak ada yang begini juga
iya ada Call of Duty ada yang
genuinely believe he could play a big factor. I also think that Liquid are consistently trying to adapt, and up until this point, Liquid have had a
bisa
lot of
mandi dulu
failures.
anjing
I think
beresin
that when
ini.
you fail, adapting into those moments is a lot easier to fix because you're going, okay, this didn't work, so let's try something else. This didn't work. But when you go back to the last EMEA,
besok nan malam jam 9-an lawan Sekuret.
sure they had matches that they lost, like the loss when they came onto Haven, a map that I think they actually picked up series. So there's definitely aspects there where they could improve and adapt further. But on maps like Ascent, they've only really had success. In fact, they have only had success. I think they're 14-0 on that map. So you go into that and you say, if there's a
ini mah lagi nonton yang masuk nih yang sekarang nih sebentar lagi si tim Liquid dari Eropa lawan siapa? Nan?
V1.
Lawan enggak Liquid lawan V1 ya?
Iya.
Version 1 ya V1.
Version 1 dari mana?
NA.
North America. Europe.
Akhirnya mulai ya Tuhan.
Mulai ya?
Kayaknya. Tuh, dia bilang sih udah mau mulai.
Finally, we can start getting towards the game. Sorry about the delay there. Hopefully everything is fixed up and good to go. We don't want any excuses to be on the socials later. We want to be just talking about the game and how good it's going to be. But hopefully the teams will be joining us pretty soon, walking out on the stage. We can see the two opponents facing off. First time to see Liquid as well here, Hypok.
Bayangkan nama gue
I think
PUBG.
the one there with the lucky, we're talking about the predictions on the desk.
PUBG anjing PUBG.
Dia main PUBG kayak main kayak bot anjing. Nembak nggak bisa.
Yang ngentot, yang nggak bisa main konsol, lu suruh main handphone anjing. Mohon maaf dah, mendingan nggak main.
I might just do it. I might just full.
Yeah, actually, it would be a switch for you, right?
Yeah.
Finally now.
Just go like I love an underdog. It's I can't not like I don't know. It's tough to choose. It's tough to choose. But it does seem as though
Let's go.
ready. We can start looking towards actually getting this started.
Tuh stage-nya bagus gak sih? Emang jelek ya?
Jelek karena nggak dapat nonton.
Bentuknya juga jelek menurut gue. Jelek banget.
Gue demen lo liatnya.
Lu bayangin kalau ada penonton anjing, buset.
Wah. Gue yakin kalau ada penonton gak mungkin kayak gini stage-nya.
Lu lihat stage-nya T1, Khusus set apa itu salto?
Itu V1 tuh, V1 loh.
Liquid yang kanan lewat kiri sih?
Kiri, Liquid kiri, baju biru.
Stylish on the walkout.
Pakai baju putih aneh-aneh semua anjing keluar.
6 player ya? Satu coach ya?
Coach.
We've got the hood
itu
down
coach.
in sync 2. And Liquid just looking like they're about to battle them in the server, so fair enough. NA loves the show, EU likes to. I guess it's two ways to approach things. I gotta get a little jab in there now and then, but it is time to really talk
paling bagus
things
dibilang
so we can
Morph.
actually turn things
Sebenarnya.
towards the veto. Because
Desain paling bagus Morph
that
anjing.
actually matters here. I actually do want to see how these guys decide to approach this.
Sekarang udah mulai jarang ya nanya itu logo-logo apa namanya? Logo apa namanya? Logo binatang udah jarang ya?
Jarang. Ikutin Morph.
Starting off with the two bands coming in.
Gila orang luar mah dapat.
Yeah, I think he's making it just Icebox we take over.
Oke,
Xbox banget langsung
Xbox di ban.
Out of the map pool for Liquid at all, really, even though
Enggak, dia kan milik gitu. Map apa yang mau di ban?
Di ban sama Liquid.
Wih, banyak di ban.
Map kita tuh yang kita ban tuh dulu itu.
Karena kayak tim aku nih, aku Danan, Jordi, Alvin, Frody gitu. Itu nggak bisa dimain di ban. Jadi kita perlu ban. Nggak bisa. Susah soalnya. Nggak bisa juga nggak pilih.
Tapi kemarin kita pick ban anjing.
Terus kayak tahu nih, musuh tahu nih aku tim aku nih jagonya main di Ascent namanya. Ascent bisa di ban sama mereka. Mati kita. Iya kan kita kalau Ascent di ban kan kaya anjir.
Kita kelar anjing.
Itu makan tai makan tai banget itu sumpah. Kita cuma bisa action. Iya.
Jago kan.
Kita nggak suka ya kalau streamer semua. Kita juara 2 kali. Juara barbar turnamen loh.
Bisa, cuma nggak sejago map lain gitu.
Bisa. Cuma mekaniknya susah banget kan.
Ganteng banget nih.
Ya ini.
Yang ganteng
Emang dibilang
asal
ini.
bule, mata biru, udah. Becek.
Enggak, itu dia emang dibilang kayak Tom Cruise muda nih.
Ya kan? Ya, bener-bener kayak Tom Cruise. Cakep banget yang itu.
Banyak yang bilang emang.
Lu nggak tahu Tom Cruise? Ya janji.
Ini Prince Hussein ngapain tuh barusan?
Goblok, itu scream.
Creamy Panda tuh. Tuh Jordi Filbert tuh.
Bangsat.
Amin, goblok.
Oh iya, amin dah.
Kita situ keren banget ya.
Amin dah. Nah, Rap, makanya Rap kita nggak mau masuk stage sana, Rap.
Dulu ya ngentot. Cek dulu aja anjing.
It shouldn't have looked as good as it did, and that's the big thing.
Enggak, komputernya ada di sana. Tapi mereka bawa mouse sama keyboard sendiri. Ada satu orang namanya Tens. Dia dari mana? Tens dari US kan ya?
Yes.
Iceland kan di Europe. Dia bawa satu koper isinya 20 mouse.
Itu rada lebay gak sih sebenarnya?
Emang lu ngentot.
Lu anjing.
Buat apa anjir? 20
Serius dia satu koper bawa 20 mouse.
Iya enggak maksud gue sih Tens rada
PC-nya lah. Kan bukan PC sendiri. Lumayan masih beda, walaupun PC ku sebenarnya sama kayak yang di Tokyo Gaming Fest, pasti beda.
Wildly uncomfortable, but then you look at the caliber in which some of these players have been playing. I mean, Scream has been tier 1 in other
Siapa si Koko Aliong?
This is him in home turf, right? This is where you get the big
Prince Hussein nih.
performance, and I don't expect anything less. Now,
Ya, ini nih.
interesting player to talk about. Of course, he was deemed as this new hot upstart from Counter-Strike.
Dari semalam nggak ada yang main. Di Valorant sepi.
Tapered off, not
Ada nonton
particularly
semua.
of his own
Ngeliatin strateginya gimana.
choosing, but
Tadi
he's managed to put
tim
himself in
Indo
a
satu
fantastic
lolos,
position
boom.
and has
Yang
shown
Sinar
that
udah
he was
sini.
the missing piece from the Liquid puzzle, right?
Hampir
They needed
satu step
that
lagi,
up, they
tapi
needed a
kalah.
good entry.
Kalah sama apa nan?
Also, if you've been
Full
watching
sense, full
Donasi,
sense.
he is a great
Apa?
emotional leader.
Full sense.
IGL,
Oh,
but he keeps them
full face
focused, he
helm.
keeps them in the right mood, that right
Itu
headspace.
si Nanda.
He's a great addition to this
Itu
squad.
yang pendek yang sering ketemu.
Across the board, I think I'm looking at this as how much conversion 1 caused discomfort, and Potter brought it up on the desk, right? That mid-round aggression, those mid-round.
Yang waktu ketemu di CP, yang kamu langsung, lu ya jangan ajak harap main Apex lagi lu ya gitu.
That's what I want to see them doing here.
Tuh keyboardnya custom sendiri tuh.
It's always interesting when you mention the word emotion with Liquid, right?
Dari dulu, dari zaman
we think back to the
Dota
first
dulu juga.
real time we saw them struggle and
Di sini ini pada tenang ini kelihatannya,
highs and lows the whole
itu
way through,
keringet
but,
tangan,
nerves have been
astaga.
an issue, right? So to
Hadiah berapa nan?
two figures in that team that actually just even in game, in between rounds, just keeping those energy levels up, I think is absolutely crucial for Liquid.
Oh, Danan hilang sekarang, Jot anjing, berubah wujud.
They can get, you know, really a good foot forward on map 1. It's going to be a fantastic opportunity.
Ini masih kecil.
for them to close out
Permain
this
Dota
road.
$4 juta kan. Itu di luar dari Mercedes
Can't help
Benz.
but sit here and smile,
Dikasih
man. I
satu
can't
orang
wait to
satu,
this game.
coachnya satu.
And for version 1, I want to see what they bring. We saw those
Parah.
glimpses of that explosive play in their first game that came in.
Dota paling gede sih price pool sih
Some
emang sih.
expected,
Gila
but you
ini.
know, on the socials afterwards, they felt confident in what they'd done. So I mean, take what you will from that. Of course, they'll always sell it that they were never worried, but they seemed happy. The rounds that they lost, they were like, they were the kind of weird force buys or whatever. I don't think that was quite the case, but I think at least if they're going to keep their mindset in the right place, they did have the better hold on the gun rounds, the kind of, you know, your full force purchases. So again, it looks like it's time for the agent select to come in here. Brought to you by Prime. Let's have a look.
Hilang.
Anything standing out to you, Hypok?
Jot, kenapa ya mereka masih pakai main FPS main FPS pakai mouse Bluetooth ya? Nggak ngeri ya?
Itu nggak Bluetooth anjir.
Itu Bluetooth anjir.
Ada dongle-nya lagi, wireless dia nggak Bluetooth, jadi nggak ada delay.
No real surprises on the side of Liquid.
Gue Bluetooth kok, pakai Bluetooth gue mas.
Bluetooth itu?
Enggak, kayak gue ada Viper Ultimate kan dia ada dongle lagi, Rap. Jadi bukan Bluetooth. Kalau Bluetooth kan memang suka ada delay kan. Kalau ada dongle lagi enggak.
Tetap aja Jing, ngeri time dengan kabel anjing. Kan saja pakai kabel anjing.
Sebentar kemarin pakai ini Bluetooth.
Just shiver down the spine, but
Ngeri, Bluetooth tuh ada delaynya gitu ya.
everything coming into this, it is
Apalagi
time
FPS ya.
to
Dikit
finally
delaynya itu ngaruh banget.
get into game. EU up against NA, the first time we get to see this, and V1
Scream pakai jet ya? Pakai Sage ya?
Sage ya.
They came in and pipped Fnatic
Dulu
to the
Liquid
post.
atau V1?
They're
Liquid
all
lah
battling
anjir.
for, of course, that trophy that will be awaiting, and it's time to get into it. Liquid starting out on the defensive side, and V1 having to bring some fire to this. Scream will be the one waiting on the other side.
Yeah, actually going to throw the wall down. It's a 5-man stack actually outside, but it's going to crack through the wall for the time being. Nobody forcing their way past the orb on A main. I guess actually just anticipating a little bit of aggression through mid here. A deep smoke and sewers actually.
Jor, pelajarin Jor, kita kan lemah di split Jor.
10.000 dari Atli, pesan, Bang Jor ada black market lagi
Thank
kah?
you Adli.
Paling
Bulan depan kayak ada Adli dah. Gak ada Reina loh dari tadi loh.
Siapa yang mau pakai Reina bangsat?
Gua sih.
Masing izin beda-beda. Dapat 2 nggak lu?
Big damage done as they try to get towards ropes. The next challenger, guess who's waiting, baby? It's going to be
Jor.
Scream. Just
Oi.
patiently.
Pelajarin Jor, kita kan lemah di split Jor.
Gue lagi liatin cara main mereka anjir. Pistol round mereka rapi anjir.
Lu cuma bisa pakai itu dong.
Still got an
Nggak bisa
opportunity.
ngira lain.
Sockets actually coming all the way through. Garage is going to give some more information. I've got Scream actually now going
Skill-skillnya.
will find Jammies.
Yang ini bisa nge-heal.
Vent can come back out
Yang
and play
bisa
as well, but
nge-wall.
Zelsis the whole time was
What?
lurking outside A main. Link
Look at this spot though from
wise to the fact it could be.
Bohong.
Nice banget.
Gila.
Gila.
His form's been on the up recently as well. It's something
Angle tipis gitu bisa dapat Rap anjir.
Iya, itu gue baru lihat juga sih. Dari Heaven nggak kelihatan ke situ. Dari situ kelihatan ke Heaven.
Kurang ajar banget mainnya.
Really been on an upward trajectory, and this freebie to start with.
Scream bekas player CS ya bang. Ih. Bekas
Yeah,
CS.
actually gets the second now on the reload as well. Penny unable to close that one out. But yeah, really well played that entire time actually. Zelsis sat outside A main. You can see Link playing very disciplined over on towards Heaven. Again, even just the preemptive molly. As soon as that contact comes through a mid, they're expected to split. So it keeps Zelsis in a spot where he's not really able to find any value on that lurk.
Scream, go and walkabouts here. He's got players on the other side. No, Zelsis, you don't get to try and be this brazen. Screams.
Lihat gak Jor?
Lihat anjir. Main Sage-nya gila, cok.
The sheriff, he's gonna push further forward. The smoke's gonna keep them occluded on the other side. Jammies and Penny. We know what NA's like. They love to walk in smoke.
Gini loh, mereka tuh berani maju, Rap. Defend dia berani maju.
Kan menang round, semuanya SMG.
Oh iya sih.
Let's look at how Liquid are posturing up, Hypok. They are looking
Tim Liquid
aggressive
parah.
in the way they're leaning in these
Jagoan.
rounds.
Nah lawannya Sentinel yang ntar game 4 main semua satu dunia mau nonton. Satu anak ajaib namanya Tens.
Kamu tidur kan?
Aku enggak. Hah?
Kamu tidur kan, Ra?
Lihat kenapa Viper enggak repick enggak itu ya? Refrag ya?
Make him think that it's only Scream outside here just trying to bait a peek.
Viper kenapa enggak? Iya.
At that point, the round's all but done. Soulcast cleans things up in mid.
Oh, kena timing kali.
Gives them a really good opportunity here to get the economy rolling nice and early.
Sepi amat Jor, level sepi amat. Gue ini 400 viewer anjing, sepi dari mana tadi?
Back to usual, business as usual, no problems.
Ada yang mati.
Shake it off a little.
Masih cuan.
Look at Team Liquid.
Scream
Dia
main-main.
ke tengah gitu Jor, lihat Jor.
Iya makanya gue bilang mereka berani maju anjir sebagai defender.
Nggak nunggu ya.
Oh tapi Spectre mereka sih.
Yeah, bonus round.
Don't mind it,
Iya
take
sih,
the map
bonus round
control,
ini.
force V1 to try and clear it back through. Maybe use some of that utility. Not just yet, they're happy guns out for now, and Cryptic's gonna try and keep this safe.
So you're gonna throw down the wall now. Give
Smoke itu kan nggak kelihatan maksudnya.
a little bit of breathing space. Yampi does
Wah.
fall back. Zelsis actually gonna find him through.
Ya gue nggak ada pistol banget tadi anjir.
Do they cancel?
Rapi. Nggak rapi banget sih. Cuman clean.
Jor.
Oi.
Yeah, it looks like Liquid are expecting them to cancel potentially, or go off the back of that pick that they got towards heaven, but no, it's gonna be a Link seeing all of this now. It's gonna probably catch Zelda.
10.000 dari seseorang. Pesan, Bang Jo, gak main stretcher 4:3. Enak sih kepalanya jadi gede-gede waka.
Di Valorant gak gitu seseorang. Itu CS doang kayak gitu.
Tadi pistolnya gimana, Jor?
Liquid jago banget.
Liquid menang. Rada.
Nggak. Masuk mana?
Di push mid.
Kuning gitu.
Mid berarti ya?
Wah.
Ya itu dia memang si Cik namanya kan TL tim Liquid V1. Sekarang Liquid cuma tinggal 1 orang nih dia nih. Si attackernya udah masang bom. Bentar lagi bomnya meledak.
Kalau bom yang meledak udah kalah.
Iya.
Iya, mati.
Oh, sama ya.
Oke.
Dukung siapa? Liquid lah jelas anjir. Kenapa nggak plan A?
Bisa lah, bisa divisi juga makanya diusahain pas habis pasang itu pos plan.
Kuzir ngantuk Kuzir.
Bahkan anjing mobilnya ada gini.
This is going the way that they at least want to get themselves back into this here.
Tuh ada mekanik itu lempar ke situ, tur keluarnya di mana tuh. Ngentot dah. Tuh.
One way.
Keluar di situ. Bangsat banget. Semua dipelajarin.
Apalinnya udah awan ya.
Ini bangsat.
Tapi Liquid mainnya nge-push bet anjir dari pistol.
Karena mereka pede aim.
Iya. Liquid siapa terkenal? Scream, Jumpy.
Anticipate a little bit of a readjustment from Liquid, but has actually come through. Solkas still shoulder peeking through to Garage. He's going to catch 2 sets of footsteps actually. Now, no utility showing. Nano Swarm comes through. And the wall about to go down. That should be the green light for Liquid to try and rotate across the beat. Just find one Zelsis will fall.
Huge start. They now know there's more, but he did give up heaven position, so there might be pressure through. Now it does seem as though there's going to be someone trying to fill that gap. For now, Yampy going to be kind of turreting between both. And maybe at this point, they're going to have a springboard of Penny, right? They're going to use Penny as their pivot point. They're going to be allowing basically all these rotations to be caught up by him. Yampy's going to lose that off unless he pulls off something filthy. The Finn's known for it, though.
Gila banget nih deathmatch.
The space guarded by Jammy's getting this much room is fantastic.
Blunder, guys.
In between no man's land, but Scream bullies his way forward through Jammies. And now there's still a problem to be had here. It's a 3v3 post pawn. It ain't over yet.
Namanya kan.
Oh iya namanya kan.
Penny's position would have been noted, so they should come hunting for this. But so
ini yang 11 kill straight.
Aduh buffer anjing. Guys, sorry guys, buffer guys.
Dia bisa tahu sih dia bakal keluar dari situ.
5-piece here, obviously Rez excluded. Really nice recovery there. Again, I think Liquid anticipating that Penny was still going to rotate through, but he already got himself tucked outside, and fortunately Scream couldn't catch him on the cross.
Gila ini man. Gila ini.
With Jammy's creeping through, this is the sort of thing I was talking about yesterday, putting him on that role initially on Killjoy and then Viper once again, where he can play distance, he can be in that lurk, and he finds so much space. And then just the one-side adjustment, like you said, leaving Penny in mail there, it's basically the round's done for them. They can take all the time in the world.
Mereka nggak makan nasi, guys.
It's the perfect catch from Penny. That positioning, just punishing the rotation.
Itu 5-5-nya dibunuh sama orang.
Itu barusan dia. Piece on split early on, and it is when you see it like that. Yampy was in the right place. He was doing well with that ult, but that's going to be ripped away from him. Not going to be collected or decided to be utilized by V1 at this point. Soulcast does find Penny.
Anjing.
Penny kon.
Iya tai.
What the?
He's gonna flash up here as Yampy also has the Blade Storm at his disposal. Soulcast's gonna find another one. Effie's finally puts him down. Cryptics now comes through. The Res invested too.
What is going on? What? this is not meant to be this messy. This is scraps. This is bits and pieces. Scream's going to try and tell the boys, get on over towards B, try and catch that cross from CT, which they might be able to do with that ult coming up for Yampy now. Vanity's going to be on point here. He's quite fine what he wanted. Attack's not perfect, but it's going to at least give them the safety on the cross for the spike to get through.
Let's see, Lockdown going to get invested as well here. Actually, V1 in an awkward position because they got to cross back over, and I don't think they have decent utility enough to do it. Actually, Nebula will allow them to do so. Nobody detained on that one. Yeah, but the weapons now could be the deciding factor here for Liquid.
Bisa menang Liquid sih ikonya sih.
This could be massive. The timing's everything. Liquid still looking like a threat here. Bear in mind, they double swing towards the back of side. Good work from Cryptix to close out, just making sure it doesn't go astray. Cryptix and Link, they're going to have to try and deal with this one. I'll put Scream to task. They don't know where these final players are. Effie's warded away slightly, but takes away the player on the defuse.
Buat Bimain.
They have no idea where Vanity is. They've lost track of him. He's going to try and stop it. Scream still sits it. He gets taken away.
Aduh, salah banget, goblok.
Karena bisa di Heaven, mereka cek Heaven anjir.
Bukan, barusan yang di Bimain salah banget.
It's unfortunate it didn't manage to get the half defuse off. Vanity down to 24 HP.
Terakhirnya nggak kena sih ya.
Iya anjing, sayang anjir.
Beautifully on Heaven here. Unfortunately, I mean, as soon as this kill comes through from Cryptix, I'm surprised they didn't swing onto that res. Try and capitalize on that. But again, a lot of damage done. A lot of damage done by Liquid there. Yes, version 1 come out with the round win, but ties things up, but actually, sorry.
Boleh ngomong ya?
Nggak boleh. Kecuali technical meeting. Technical meeting. Technical pause.
Tamat.
Baru boleh.
Anjing, emang Scream itu aimnya beda anjing. Headshot machine. Wah.
HP, all he's got to play with in this. Gonna have to back away. Yampy gonna hold the angle off slowly. Leave Scream, pick it back up now. Trying to deal with these actual spread of threats. Keep in mind they've had contact towards B, they've had contact towards ramp. There's actually a lot of strain throughout this map.
Yeah, version 1 spread a little thin this round. I mean, Spike still safe, so they can potentially reset towards A main. Especially with Zelsis getting all the way up on ramp right now. If Scream comes back to keep peaking this, might not have any idea.
Lebih kuat sana. 11-12 di sini. Sentinel Liquid anjir.
Zelsis got to make a move ahead of it, but Scream whites to it will land another headshot here. Zelsis falls. Vanity now pushing up ramp.
But of course, Yampy will be peeking.
Kelar anjing.
Okay, that's fine. Scream denies FBs. Scream's just walking around headshot and everything, man. It's just. How are you meant to deal with that? Vanity's going to make a good attempt of it, but the timing's better for Scream. The op could be recovered if they want it. I think they're going to try and...
Kita perlu Sage main gak sih?
They do get it back up. But Scream that round being the MVP, filling the void, filling any gap.
Kita kan gak ada player Sage anjir.
V1 were looking for. They had a
Baik. Lu Jet anjir.
Gua.
You know, being
Anya Danan.
Angle's just so cheeky. I mean, it's not something you'd ever pre-aim there, especially with the.
Harap Baywan sama Escuretnya besok, guys.
Scream already.
Saya pagi-pagi jam segini bang.
Putting on a show here on Split.
Hari ini tanggal 26.
As well. Again, a couple of really important rounds for him. Yampy now. Expect him to start trying to rotate this operator around in the early round. At least go for a couple of different peaks. Version 1 guessing.
Hero rifle coming out. I want to see what he does with it. Soulcast's going to be fed information. He got it off the first flash that he threw down towards middle. There was players there, so well aware of the presence and the double stack towards heaven. Scream's in the right place to potentially support this if they did try and convert through mailroom.
Mereka satu duelis loh, dua-duanya.
If they get anything here.
Nggak perlu dua.
Effie's the one to be trying to deal the killing blow. They do have some decent armor invested.
Jet aja cukup. Sebenarnya nggak perlu Jet.
Lu kalau lu bisa pakai Sky, tim kita GG banget, Jor.
Gua bisa pakai Sky, sumpah gua bisa pakai Sky beneran. Nggak bacot gua.
Ya udah Sky coba nanti kita main.
Udah kalau mau apa namanya? Sage gua aja.
Iya gampang tuh. Itu kan kalau Sage itu kalau lu di mamak tertentu kayak Split lu Sage.
Ultimately Penny was spotted out, not dealt with, and the remaining players all but revealed, and that hero rifle actually now the hands of Penny, but down to 3 HP, going to be really difficult for them to recover anything here. And look towards Liquid to try and keep all 5 alive as they get themselves back in a decent position financially.
Anjing double pick.
Stack up.
Bingung anjing kalau gitu mau ngapain. Darah cuma 3.
Clean as anything. Bear in mind that this was a hero rifle and a couple of sheriff's bits and pieces. That could be a rifle recovered. Anyone there to take it away? Yes. Link says nope.
Nice.
Nothing from this.
Kenapa di pick ya masternya?
Okay, we go again now.
Nggak expect bakal langsung mati gitu.
Paling expect itu.
Bagian dia juga harus nyari mati, Jor. Kalau nggak dapat.
Kan udah pegang vandal, Jot. Ya kayak nggak expect sih, kaget.
But hey, if it gets the confidence building, they start feeling themselves out, and that's the one bonus I think of having someone like Scream, right? It's always going to be that grand equalizer, and again, he's in the right place at the right time on the A site as the A hits potentially coming in. This could be just genuinely reading pretty well what V1 of.
Lihat cara dia nge-pick deh. Aduh, dia turun.
I love it.
Wah,
surprise anjir.
Iya.
Buta semua.
Sayang banget.
Satu enggak.
Ngedot ya.
Yampi now left alive, but that doesn't matter. It might be time to keep that op.
Sentinel lawan siapa gue lupa.
Version 1.
Iya lah. Enggak, Sentinel.
Fanatic.
Oh iya, lawan Fanatic. Kalau ini tim CS gue dukung Fanatic sih.
Early final ya.
Iya,
nanti nih lawan Fanatic.
Iya, lawan Fanatic.
Gila.
Langsung early final.
Tapi kalau ada lower bracket sih.
Iya.
Fanaticnya. Kan Fanatic udah pasti kalah sih.
Udah pasti 2-0.
Jam 3 kan Sentinel. Enggak, ini jam 4 anjing baru main pasti, enggak mungkin. Pasti jam 4-an. Pasti jam 4-an.
The Cosmic Divide still got the revive. A nice round, and again a good adjustment. You know, with Scream walling off A main a few times. This time they're set up again once with 5 in the early round, and just able to pick up both of these for free on the back of just the investment of the wall, right? You're right here. I don't think Soulcast ever really finds anything that's worth putting your life on the line for there. And again, yes, you're faced with the fact that even if he doesn't, they're then faced with a 3v5 retake, but
Where are we investing this?
Lumayan dekat ya game ya, 4-4 ya.
Still chilling.
Nggak expect gue sih setipis ini.
Emang jago kan, si Serot juga bilang jago version 1.
Dia ngerusakin alternatif kan?
Iya. Tim ini yang kuda hitam ini pilihannya Serot nih.
Spike gonna go down though straight away. This is a nice old side take coming in. The post plant might be the tricky piece.
Yep, Link does have that auto strike available here. Scream has the revive as well, and a full 5v5 CV1 trying to reset towards Garage here. Maybe try and play this utility. Actually, auto strike gets invested in Garage here. Can do a lot of damage, but no kill coming through just yet. Soulcast finally trades, and will send out the Seekers.
Yeah, that gives away the mid position that was going to be slowly worked on, trying to be built through in the end. But now already Cryptic's going to be on towards the defuse. You can see it there in the top right of the screen. Keep your eyes on it. Halfway's achieved. Back on towards the kills to come through. Effie's with the save, taking down Cryptic's. Great work from him. Soulcast tries to put his life on the line. Denied in the end. Effie's with a huge save.
Really nice execution there actually on to be, and it happened so early that Jammies is able to reset all the way back into spawn. Get that lineup.
V1 ini jago
the
anjing.
utility invested actually on Liquid on the retake. Yes, it was very coordinated and
gua kemarin nggak nonton.
Well synergized, but it's completely negated. This time, let's see one of these executions come out. Soulcast did really well on site here and picks up the third into main as well, but fortunately the utility is too strong there in version 1. And Effie's actually gets the fade away there. They're vulnerable by the snake bite.
B, hello, and that's a name we haven't been saying too much on this op that he's been running. We didn't get to see it too much. And actually, Jammy's on the other side, opting for it as well, but already a player down in the form of Penny. It's a little rough, and you can see him falling away. He's got Soulcast still there. Gonna send out the old doggo, see if he can get some info. Gonna see enough of that. Actually encourages Scream, if anything, to play through by rope side, falls away, and they're getting picked
Open
apart
bet
here.
nggak bisa Streamlabs gue error.
Just 3 now.
I almost feel like they've found way more success with kind of spreading very thin on that default and trying to take these individual pieces of contact. Scream now.
Scream. Scream ini emang headshot machine anjing.
Both removed here. Jammy's next in line here.
They know me as the one tap machine.
Operator in hand, last man standing for V1.
Dang.
Position now noted, they're going to close the gap. Scream wants it all, doesn't quite get it. Jammy's denies.
Anjing.
To go massive and
No, kalau kalah ya.
Yampy's going to say, look, you
Ruru, welcome to Filter Gang, bro.
Masih kena ini.
Gila.
What a start to come through 5-5 now. And I think I'm with you on that. Some of these side takes, you know, when they kind of go for the default and then lean into the side takes, look fantastic. I don't love the mid pieces. They're getting picked off a little here, like, and Scream just makes this game sound like a musical. I swear to you, the bells just ring way too often. He makes it look so simple.
No, you're biggest, mate. Look at that.
Tapi kemarin V1 dibantai San 0-2.
All in a day's work for land Scream.
Menarik.
MP gonna rotate once again. Yeah, V1 actually first time we've seen them lean heavily towards B. The turret's gonna go out. Does that spot Yampy?
He's gonna
not gonna fire initially.
Ayo dong, dapat dong.
He's got this.
Cantik.
Yeah, it's great for the first. Zel's is going to be put down. He knows there's going to be probably more on this one.
Gak bisa cuman gope guys.
It's a good read from Liquid, but outdone by FEs. Big step through from him, and he's been great on some of these moments. That clutch, keep your mind towards that. That's been big work from him. But Cryptic's going to pick up the mantle. Soulcast playing close. Penny's been pretty good on finding Cryptics though. Let's see how this one now unfolds. Already he's going to start seeing that wrap coming in from the brim as well. Link's cleared all through A.
Nan, tarik si Baran nan di bawah nan.
Maybe Sewer, but that wall almost going to commit in the lane now. 2 more players are going to be here. They've got to know this is the side take.
Aduh, buffer
Really nice angle over the top of this. If anybody's drifting away from the wall, it goes unchecked though. He finds one.
And you could see then the flash. You saw the fake flash from Soulcast to try and set it into play to turn them in towards anti-flash, but Soulcast still going to send one more, catch another. Scream still waiting on top, trying to keep any bit of vision on a pixel out of place. While this happens, Link is on the flank. Great work from Soulcast. Scream by his side. We're down to just Penny now. Needs to find some brilliance here in these moments. A tag on Scream is good, but every second that closes, you're gonna have Link just filling the void. Isolates one.
Wah, kalau menang anjing gak
Scream
mungkin
says
kan.
no. And Liquid take the lead.
Good recovery there. Again, it was back and forth for a while.
Mereka butuh 7 guys sih Liquid ini defender loh. Terus musuhnya juga keras anjir.
Yeah, that's right. Again, Cryptics it's unfortunate really can't find another there and gets traded so quickly. So you got to credit V1 for that. Like you said, I love the setup, the fake flash.
Masih 50-50.
Masih 50-50 makanya.
Open things up for Liquid, but
itu attack-nya split kalau misal pinter masuknya easy anjir.
Enggak anjir, defend banget. Enggak banget sih, cuman
asal
bawaan di
bisa injek mid-nya dapat kan. Nah, cuman kalau kayak gini nih, lihat nih, ini udah Jetnya masuk sendiri ketinggalan teman-temannya, Jetnya mati, udah.
Jetnya kalau mati, wah, udah kelar anjing.
Iya kan, makanya gue bilang jelek.
Nggak bisa masuk kayak gitu, iya.
Asal ada yang bawa sets terus pinter atau nggak bawa brim, Jetnya ngedash terus di jalannya itu di entah dilempar api atau dibikin slow, udah anjing. Kelar tim yang main fokusnya kayak gitu.
Kenapa nggak dihancurin ya kentangnya?
Might be able to step towards the site, but they desperately want to kill first.
Really difficult here with Manatee still. Actually, he does have a weapon there.
Ada flank anjing.
Opting for the sheriff there in hell, but.
Duh. Sayang banget ya. Sayang banget kenapa ditembak ya?
The timing.
Cryptic steals with him.
Zelsis, that's one.
Wah.
Needed a second. Yampy not gonna let him have it. And it's gonna be Liquid keeping that advantage going.
Tadi Jetnya terlalu maju sih. Penny, gue tahu dia gila sih, cuman nggak gitu anjing mainnya. Dia push anjing.
It's hard to get past, and the rest of Liquid also looking pretty solid, but 17 on the half.
Yeah, 17 and 5 for him. Just I mean, just doing screen things, honestly. And the way in which we see him play is just isolating these weird little angles.
Hero, welcome to Filter Gang, bro.
The one to put the brakes on some of these splits coming through from version 1 that ultimately they go in favor of V1.
Gue ngajar kalau kompetitif kayak VCT, gue bingung sih.
They could have potentially closed out those rounds with the positions that Scream is playing.
Jetnya kill banyak sendiri anjir. Jet mereka OP banget V1 ini.
Somebody's flexed onto mid as well, but 7-5 the half. Really now.
Liatin pistolnya, Nan.
I mean, the pressure comes on because we know what Liquid are capable of on the attack on split and how coordinated things could be. An early wall
satu flank. Jet dua deh.
Immediately by Liquid. Now they can drift away.
Enggak, mid itu sebenarnya intinya mereka cuma mau ngancurin wall.
Yeah.
Now, itu doang. Baru mikir lagi.
Kalau hancur mereka itu rotate. Biar diisi midnya.
Biar midnya bisa danger zone gitu ya.
Ini di smoke nih kan. Smoke city, smoke heaven nih.
Back up in the second half, reignite that lead. It looks like we're going to be seeing that APs come through, which means Penny's going to be the one to greet it at the door.
Langsung masuk menang sih. Oh, enggak ada kentang Killjoy 2.
Over by Pillar. And Liquid slowly clearing through. Smoke's going to be put down any moment now by Link.
Susah nih.
Short. And now wait, Penny gonna actually let the first cross.
Lah, kok sih?
Gets noted. He now needs to make some play.
Penny ngapain itu?
Gua delay anjing bangsa.
Liquid on the burst looking good. Zel's is still alive though.
Penny-nya bodoh anjing.
But it's not enough just yet. He needs more. He still wants the fight on him. Wants to isolate.
Kelar itu.
But by now Cryptix finds Effie's Vanity.
Nice.
Folds towards Scream, but looking what's alive. We got a 3v2. Make it just one.
Aduh.
Link for
kok jadi 1v3 anjing?
Vanity and Jammies. But a good connection on Vanity gives him a chance. He's got the spike,
Oh
and
my
he can
God.
make a run for it.
Siapa menang, Nan? Siapa menang, Nan?
No smokes left, but a 1 HP
Liquid lah.
advantage for Link here as he's going to hightail it towards.
Darah sama-sama low. Kecuali dia loncat terus mati di sini.
So opportunity for him. Played a little bit of a post.
Oh Tuhan.
Jammies now going to hear it come through. Snakebite also on the side of Jammies, but it's going to be really interesting here. Straight up 1v1 and
ada wall ya?
them are hurting.
Oh, Viper wall teman deh.
One bullet, maybe two at most.
Nan, belajar Viper nih salah satu nih. Map ini bagus berarti.
So they each have a little piece of utility potentially for this post plant, but Link has no idea how close Jammies was. Jammies now has to try and clear through this site with so little time and so little information, but you can see him just checking the corners as he goes. First touch, now made. He wants to get to halfway. We know what they're like here.
Gambling
Link gets it very calm. Work from Link there, just making sure on the shoulder. And it will be the first in the second half for Liquid.
And I love that as well. It's rare you ever see a round go like that and then still think actually contingency-wise it's the man in the back lines with the spike, right?
Oke bet anjing si Jammies ini.
The opportunity to kind of plant the spike in the chaos and have that anchor position opportunity for where Link was playing, but really well considered that. Liquid close out the pistol round on their attack, also a big round for them to pick up.
Anything unique in this? Obviously the utility investment, no surprise, but there it is.
There's a Bucky.
The Bucky.
Kacau anjing ini.
Just do it. Go on, Vanity. You're in the right place, right time. Just make it happen. Okay. Oh no, that's an issue. They're gonna now notice. Okay, new angle, new position maybe. Now the rotations come in. They're gonna have 3 players pretty close by. Mid rotation being watched by Link, but clear through towards the side. Vanity still here, gonna try and slow down, isolate a few, and he might have just done that. Yampy a little alone for now.
Jetnya sendirian
So
anjing.
now suddenly they've lost that mid lurk that could have been very helpful late game, and Liquid feeling a little bit isolated here, maybe feeling very cornered in. Vanity waits, and he strikes. One's good, but it's not enough.
Enggak gitu. V1, bye bye, not today.
Reading Zelsis on the flank here.
Dapat sih.
The pickup on Link, it's predicted, and it's read well. Penny's dead and buried.
Bagusnya kursor yang putih tadi.
Lovely conversion after a little bit of danger was had.
I like that though. Penny dashing all. Sorry, not
Tim Liquid, nah buy round nih kita lihat nih. Oh tapi bonus sih si Liquid pasti sih. Pasti dibonusin sama mereka.
Try and keep Vanity alive in that spot. This is Potter so poetically put, just ratting behind default here with the Bucky. That's fine, Yampy, but again, completely nullified by the triple swing.
Eventnya V1 gimana sih? Solo.
the tendency is for Liquid to want to drift away from Garage, right? And just say, don't go near it. If there's the opportunity that any of them are forced and there's a Bucky in play,
okay, Rasha, see you, bye-bye.
Where, you know, V1 can sit close and make use of the lesser weapons. But
midnya dikasih aja. Ini orang Pentinya dikasih. Dia cuma jaga Heaven.
Tapi ada ini alarm.
Iya, cuma disimpan alarm.
Pinter sih. Nggak bakal bisa dikagetin.
Look, these angles, man. They can be nasty. Yeah, exactly. It's just like it's
B-nya langsung diinvest 4.
Siapa pakai judge?
So at this point, you've got mid control.
Oh, si
toyed with the
Sky.
Liquid. They kind of
Sky lagi apa? Astra.
Look how deep V1 are playing this.
Iya, gue sampai Sentinel main.
Super deep towards A, leaning back on over towards Heaven.
Halo, Farah. Sentinel jam 4. Sampai jam ini jam 8 nih kelar kan nih.
Gonna fall back towards his B side take.
Sampai pagi.
Baru tidur.
Soulcast gonna clear these close angles here. Get the information they
udah lihat info.
Gila.
Nan, lu lihat Nan, anak anjing ini main kayak gimana?
The flash is good, but no kill comes through. Yampi's can slip through the net. He's got all the way into the defensive spawn.
Yeah, but they can't hit the brakes here. Jammies gets to have his way with at least 2 of them, but now the trades did come out. Now keep in mind, a bonus round for Liquid.
Masih ada jet loh,
yes,
di CT.
Vanity, but this is big guns on the line here, and Yampi's position is a problem. Vanity
nice.
Can't get past it. Yampi just beheads him. And now the 2v2, Penny with the instant trade, doesn't want to get it to go away. Cryptic's investing the ult in this one, still on the side, Cryptic finds it, and now he's
menang bonus, cok.
Before he needs to do it again. This could be a disaster for V1.
Hampir.
On the rifles, up against Spectres. And Liquid living in the smoke.
Kenapa mereka nggak tukar dulu ya Phantom ya?
So well, making Effie's work for this. Around he goes. And another angle cut off from him.
Ente Effie's.
That's all you're gonna get here. Effie's has to walk into the trap that they have set.
It
ain't bad. It ain't bad, but it does not matter. Effie's needs to back away. It's gonna be double digits on the board for Liquid. And this is gonna be heartbreak for V1. That was the rifles now gone.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, Yampi slips through and ultimately they can't stop. They can't wait for Yampi to do something. And a kill comes through from verse 1 and that point you think if they can regain side control, actually they're not looking in that bad a position, but the trade comes through and Yampi's able to just run rampant in defense.
Belum lah, goblok sabar.
Kirain udah jadi.
This is the one that's the nuisance, isn't it? Yampi making
Rizky, bye-bye.
Player coming through back on CT, just and the map
Nggak
control
bisa Jo, nggak bisa diganti ya.
Apaan?
Viper ganti kerja nggak worth.
Enggak, kalau di map kayak gini kayaknya kalau map ini gue bagus Astra nggak sih? Gue Astra apa? Gue ini nggak sih Sky?
Iya Sky.
Gue belajar, gue bisa sih Sky sih.
Soalnya flashnya bisa buat info, buat apa?
Iya. Sekalian nge-flash, sekalian info anjir. Reyna tuh nggak berguna di ini guys. Reyna tuh nggak berguna di turnamen.
Udah pakai.
Karena dia cuma iya buat solo rank cocok tuh. Cocok nah. Kalau buat turnamen yang ada sama tim full gitu nggak cocok sama sekali sumpah Reyna. Sebenarnya, cuman gue masih pakai Reyna karena kebiasaan aja.
Soalnya sekarang metanya itu meta yang kepake buat tim. Kayak ini kayak duelis, Res itu laku banget.
Jet sih paling laku Jet anjir. Itu nggak bisa ditukar Jet. Padahal gue nggak tahu susah anjir Jet.
Belum tentu, ini lu belum ketemu Sentinel nih ntar. Kita lihat coba ntar Sentinel, pasti dia nggak bakal pakai jet aja.
Anjing.
Dapet anjing.
Dapet cok. Sangnya anjing dua-dua ini maju kayak gitu.
Crash kenapa gue bilang itu mantep, dia punya bom, punya bobot, punya satchel 2. Kalau dia bunuh 2 lagi, punya bom lagi 1. OP banget aja. Bisa bersihin side, bisa bersihin heaven, buka dan
Yang gue bingung kenapa dia double pick ya? Itu line up lagi. Itu doang sih pertanyaan gue sih. Yoru gimana? Enggak dah, Yoru turnamen kurang sih menurut gua. Sangat-sangat kurang. Minus poin anjir Yoru.
And hey, we're not going to say that Liquid don't occasionally make these kind of shaky mistakes on occasion. They definitely
Casternya bilang mistake anjir.
cause some problems down the line. I think for now, if V1 find more of those, as the desk highlighted, if they can kind of pressure and find
Pokoknya kan kenapa banyak tim yang bukan banyak sih, tapi beberapa tim masih budget itu antara emang si player itu emang sakit banget, ini apa aimnya sakit banget, nah itu emang harus jet. Punainya soal bisa ubah keadaan. Kalau dari efisiensi tim nggak guna aja.
Bridge gimana Jor? Guna bridge guna. Lu pilih mau Sky atau mau bridge gitu sih sebenarnya sih.
Sky lah.
Sebenarnya lebih efektif Sky. Karena dia ultinya bisa cari info musuh juga. Sama dia bisa healing juga. Sky agent all in one anjir.
Kayak lu bisa gantiin sofa, bisa gantiin komen, bisa gantiin sage, bisa healing orang.
Wah susah gak sih?
What they can. Rez comes out. Yampy's on his feet, but here comes the counterplay through, and Effie's and Jammy's.
Gak suka gue liatnya.
Jammy's considering he had to step into
this,
has been doing really well for himself.
Actually, that one puts Liquid back in a very precarious position in terms of.
Ini nembak sambil jalan larang buat oke juga.
Love that. Actually, popping both nano swarms as part of the spray transfer, just all the way through there.
Ada pisang.
Really good stuff.
Tapi kekurangannya healingnya beli. Ya worth it anjir. Sky punya healing gila lu.
Lu bayangin pistol round, lu beli healing. Lu cuma di belakang lu healingin teman-teman lu anjing.
Udah infinite itu anjir. Gua biasa kalau main Sky gitu. Gua nggak beli pistol, gua beli heal.
Swing and a miss.
Yeah, but a loud answer back though. So they know there's a great deal of presence working up through middle. Soulcast can't quite find as much as he'd want from that, but looking at this as the Judge and a Spectre, armor behind it, so it's not a complete just eco. This is a little bit of a force up to an extent. Slow's fantastically placed, gonna buy time, keep Liquid from having any quick start to this.
Fizz and Jammy's both stacked up here now, and actually it's a 3 if you include Penny as well, now holding down Garage with the operator. Liquid waiting for somebody to give something away. Yampy now actually going to come through the double cloud burst and the dash. He's
what the fuck?
All the way to hell with this Judge here. Can potentially do damage, but
gila dia.
Jammy's and Effie's playing distance here. Jammy's going to swing back around. He finds the 3-piece.
Fantastic again from Jammy's, just filling the gap when needed. No threats being allowed to be built up here. Good control, even off to the back of what could have been Yampy slipping through the lines again. No problem, they keep cool under pressure. V1 really making a case for themselves now. We're back towards the build-up here. No threats to be made for Liquid in that round, and V1 stabilizing. Keeping those guns up, trying to keep that money building in the right direction. At 8 to 10, they are on the doorstep.